I haven't paid for the plus. I can't use kick. I'm assuming it's just the weather's too shit. Because the weather's fucked outside. It is literally fucked. It's a massive conspiracy because they don't want me to be talking about this. But anyway, I've wasted enough time, haven't I? Ooh, I got a sweet car. I mean, they're the only ones I'd actually want to do, the ones where you win shit. But no, again, I don't want to keep gushing about this game, but I'm having a good time with it. Right, so what car is it? What the fuck? How did I get... Oh. Oh, I see. I reckon it's one of these, isn't it? Yeah. It's a cool looking car. This looks like a Fiat... Is it Fiat Punto or something? But welcome back. Welcome to Monday. What? I thought I'd finished all of their missions. Why is there still more of her missions? Okay. I don't know what that's all about. Oops. That was rubbish. I really don't get the point of those. I guess they're not real missions because you just get like a fuck. You probably just meant to like use whatever mechanic. Because I think the connection's gonna be really shit, so I just break up. Yeah, you want to go there. Right, do we have anything to watch? Maybe not. I still feel like there was like a little bit left of Katie's video. I know that's great. That's just how good my content is. I can just... Is that with the blimp behind me? I'm being silenced. Yeah, I know what you feel like. Katie wouldn't know what that means because she is just part of like the everything's cool group. The let's be friends with everyone group. It's easier to be friends with the 90% who probably aren't going to make the world better and probably aren't going to help you out. They'll lie to you and they'll say that they will. But I'm just telling you now that if they do get what they want, I'm telling you, the world is not going to go in a good place. I think like that will probably be it for the world. We just won't ever. There'll be just some things we'll never be able to do or discover just because like we'll just be stinted by. Because the Muslims take over. I mean, they've been going around since the. Oh wow, They've been going around since like the fucking what, like 600 AD or something. They've not really got a lot to show for it. Black people, okay, what do you want to do? How generous do you want to be? If you want to go like the Caribbean islands, most of them are fucked. If you want to go to Africa, most of their countries are fucked. For some reason it's like only when black people are in America or in a Western country, they're suddenly like um, able to contribute. But even that's like a very vague term because it's not really what they're. And like, I can see like a lot of people as well, like from the Super Bowl, they just admit that it's just. And this is what I'm saying with Katie is it's just like because she's a woman, it's just very easy and in to just sort of like, I can be friends with all the brown, blackoids, Muslims, Jewish people, even though she would be one of them. Because that's what women want to do. They want to like try and do like kumbaya. They want to try and do like everyone's like let's just, and it's so in and it's so easy because she's fallen for the Goy's law like, to just hate like straight white men. Hell yeah, that's cool as well. So she doesn't want to stand by like her own brethren, her own like even though. Because in a perfect world, if she was like truly patriotic, she'd be like that Emily meme. Yeah, she'd probably be joining in. She'd probably be like, yeah, absolutely. I do believe the Jewish cabal is out there. And there's people, like, definitely, like, after the Epstein stuff, especially, there's definitely some kind of agenda to. But Kay doesn't do that. She won't do things. She has only like certain like information sources she'll accept. So, like I said, she'll be like one of these people who. She doesn't use X, and she doesn't do X. A lot of these lefties don't, because they know they can't be protected there. Katie will use Instagram and Reddit because she knows that there's loads of like ways that she can be protected there. If someone like me went on her Instagram and I started like just writing stuff, I'll just get banned immediately. There'll just be some fucking moderator, or they'll just be like they just got some lefty pussies who are just like in the team. So if anyone like writes anything, they'll be, oh my god. But yeah, it's basically easier to. So instead of her like sticking up for like her own brethren, her own white ancestry, she wants to join up with these other people because she feels like they're like victims. And this is just what women do, especially when they don't have children. They just don't. They just sort of like they latch on to like third worlders and immigrants as like their children. So it's like because women need validation. And what they should be getting validation from is the baby. But they've been brainwashed into not doing that. For some reason, people like Kay want to work. I don't know why. Like, even the whole concept of work has really, like, now changed. It's not the same as it used to be. It's not the glory days now. It's not like the Mad Max days. Not Mad Max, Mad Men days where, you know, men used to actually kind of like going to work because it was like a bit of a boys' club. But you know what? Things happened. Things actually were made and it was okay and it was good because like, the women just stayed at home and they loved it because they just got to look after the kids and it was great. And all the men just went into the offices and they could just get and do everything and make really good ideas and don't have to worry about fucking insulting an Indian guy at work because you want to have a character who slightly might play on a stereotype. So all of your humor is going to be really, really like vanilla because you can't offend anyone. You should be too scared that there's going to be some woman in a sari who's going to like call up Ofcom. Because it's like, it was funny because like Rupert Lowe, there's this fucking woman who's an MP, and she's just like a fucking Islam, but she's obviously like because she's Muslim, she has to like defend her Muslim brethren. It's part of like it's not Islam, but it's just like Takia. They go like lie. It's just like this is what they do, and it's just crazy the amount of cope and length that she's going to. She's just essentially just like ignoring any evidence that's coming out, and it's just all being perpetuated as just being like racism, and it's just the most boring. It's just like we're done with this. You know, your game. Rupert Lowe even said that. He said we don't. This game doesn't work with us anymore. We don't care. You've pushed us to the bottom. You know what the scariest thing is when you push people right to the bottom. Is that they can't. You've got nothing to lose. They don't care. You call someone racist 100 times, and then you know they're not racist, or they just don't care what you think racism is. It just doesn't do anything. Same with like being a paedophile. I know I'm not a paedophile. You can call me a paedophile until you're blue in the face. I know deep down I'm not a paedophile. I don't need to prove it to you. The only people I need to prove it to would be, well, myself for one, and like if any criminal, sorry, any like investigative boards wanted to like look into something. But I'm telling you, like hand on heart, I've got nothing on. I'm not gonna do like a more Pegasus where I've got to like pretend. I got to like every single episode I do now. I've got to like remind everyone that I'm not a paedophile, which is definitely not suspicious at all. just say it once, or and that's it. You just have to leave it. Oh god. Oh good. It's like the most. It's like the most dirty water, but it's also like the most fresh water as well. This looks like some generally disgusting like water, doesn't it? Like, can this boat even go that fast? Love it. It's just some fuckhead. Oh my god. Oh, this is just unbelievable. I love like yeah, it's like they've. I love like we've taken over this base, but they're still ballsy enough just to send in. Like, okay. I don't even know why I'm doing these. I really don't. There's just no point. I'm gaining nothing doing these. Great. Yeah, great. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's actually kind of worth it. Well, I need a rickshaw. I don't even know if I got it. Because normally they just have these things like lawyering around, but I don't know if it's going to be that easy. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, it's just... Apologists just blatantly ruined women. All the actual genuinely smart people, unless you're like wanting to be an actual good doctor or a lawyer, but I think even lawyers are probably like in a bit of turmoil at the moment. I know people are going to say, you can't rely on AI for law, but I actually think you're wrong. I probably think once it's refined, and I don't know. Because people are just going to say, well, why would you trust AI over a lawyer? What? So what? A lawyer's known to be the most respectable people in the world. And you think, well, input. You pay them money and you expect them to win. It's like, no, not at all. Like, when I was in divorce court, I paid for a lawyer and she fucking ruined my case. And she didn't care. She probably left with a massive grin on her face because she's a woman. She was like, hey, take that, man. But she completely fucked my case up. Honestly, if you're going to go into divorce court, can I just say to you, get a male lawyer. Just don't even. If the solicitor firm gets angry and snooty with you, don't care. Say I'm paying a lot of money and I want a man to do it. Because a man will get exactly... Oh, I think that was the tactic. This can't be fine. A man will get exactly what you want. A woman won't. A woman is going to, like, fanny around, just try and, like, negotiate the best deal with their lawyer, which is usually shit, because they're, like, it's all woman code. So, because it'll be, like, my ex-wife, her female lawyer, and then them, they're all going to be together, and so it's going to be, like, brat hot girl summer, and they're all just going to, like, talk about it. They all know each other as well, because all the solicitors are all just going to be in like a little cahoot. And it is. It's just all a massive racket. It's just all a huge, massive racket. Maybe I should do that. Operation Sand Stinger. There's like 2 complete new missions here. Right, I mean, that's going to be miles away, isn't it? pretty far away. Look, I've got another guy. How good's that?
George, I bet you sparked some real intellect in that house.
He's like even I'd call him brown man. I'd send him back. I'd send Rico back to where he came from. He'd be great. He'll be able to rebuild wherever he comes from, like Mexico. Doesn't need to be in the Western countries. They're just going to annoy him. It's just slow him down. He's just going to get angry. He's just going to blame everyone on racism. He'll make a career out of that, but he'll be annoyed that in the country he has the money from. But the way that he'll cope to deal with it is he'll say the money that he gets comes from like other immigrants who live in the country. So that's his way of getting around it. That's how these people do it. So when you get these like things where you get like these fucking like black and brown people who just like spent their whole grift just saying how much they hate America. That is actually what they do. Is they'll just lie and they'll say to themselves, well, this doesn't come from honky money. This is actually coming from black and brown people who live in the country. And you're like, well, yeah, but how are they getting the money then? But they don't see it like that. They don't care because they know that they're wrong. They just know that they're wrong, and there's just a zombie horde of their fans who are also going to be the same minority who wants, they want to come into the country. They want to be seen as the best. They're not gonna like. They're just gonna. I said it in my previous video. I said about how if I was fat and black and I said something on X versus if I'm like showing my face as I am now, I guarantee the fat black one will get loads of views and like loads of people like comment how funny it is. But if I said the same thing, I would just have loads of comments from the same people, and they'll just be like correcting me and just saying like, oh, the internet, because I know like white people want to go on the internet, because if you just go on the internet as a straight male facing person, if you're not ready for it, I'm fine because I'm a sociopath and I just kind of got used to it, because after a while it just doesn't do anything to you. But like I can imagine if you first use the internet and you go on, I don't know, whatever you want on Instagram, and you're just gonna be flooded with loads of like fucking angry African guys who just call you like a paedophile, or you just probably freak you out a little bit. But I grew up in the old COD servers, the old Modern Warfare 2 servers, so that sort of stuff's alright, but... But then just as a white person, you've got to learn about it. You just have to, like how black people apparently, well, they don't anymore, but remember when you used to watch like, what's it called, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? And they would have that like episode where like Carlton and Will both get arrested, and they're like, Carlton's like really oblivious to it because he's like a rich boy. And he's like, I don't understand, Carl. I don't understand, Will. Why would he just put us in prison without asking who we were? It's like, listen, Carlton, you gotta understand how things work now. It's like that's like that. White people have that now with just like, we know there's like certain words you're not allowed to tell that they're cool people. We just know like oh, you're not allowed to say the N-word, and if your kids say why not, you just have to like give them an excuse. You could like say, oh, you just can't. Oh, you're not allowed to say anything rude about trans people. You can't say anything rude about Jewish people. And people that whine, they're like, what, the Holocaust? And they're like, well, that happened a long time ago, didn't it? And like, yeah, but we can't. I mean, surely there's been other things that have happened since then. What happened to all the white people who died in like the Ukraine war? Well, that doesn't really count, though, does it? Well, I don't know. I mean, I was like seeing a lot of videos of these like poor guys just like getting bombed by like. That sounds like a massacre to me. Nah, it's not the same. It's just not the same, dude. You'd be like, well, I'm sure I get the same protection over there, right? And then you go to Israel, and then everyone will just call you like Goyim, or just fucking like probably like really rude stuff, and nothing will happen to you. And then like if you accidentally call them like anything anti-Semitic, you'll get like instantly get arrested, or they'll throw you away in the highest, lock you away forever.
One cannon shot down.
The lightning gun. I just think the lightning gun's shit. Did I say that? Are you happy? I mean, the wind gun's actually shit as well. Oh, this felt like perfect. But like in this game, we didn't really like the idea of the violence of you shooting men, so we changed it to women as well. Like that does not make it any better. It is the weirdest choice ever. It's like, who am I fighting? Gaddafi's, man. Oh, great. Everything just blows off. This is a Gaddafi's fleet. For those in the not who don't know, Gaddafi, he was a strange person, but he had like a harem.
Rock up.
He had like he just had like this like bodyguard, which were just all these like Amazonian really tall women who just wore like bikinis and just had like these hats on. And that's the thing about like Gaddafi. It was like I don't know. He's a. I probably don't know enough about him to really give an opinion, so I'm not gonna because I'm probably sure he's probably like he probably. I think he was behind some very big, massive disasters and a lot of people died. So I'm not gonna say anything about his aura or anything like that. But he was just like I guess very eccentric as a kind of as a leader. And he had a lot of opinions, some of which seem to have come true. So I think one of the things I might be wrong, but I feel like he was like a heavy proponent of knowing about like the white replacement theory, and I think he did warn a lot of like the old European leaders at the time, and they all just like said he was just lying. They was like, no, it's not gonna happen. Well, they were just behind it, so. I mean, at this rate, we're probably going to be treating Tony Blair's like when he passes away to the same extent as when Thatcher died. Probably more actually, because I think that most people have just worked out that it seems like it is kind of Tony Blair who's effectively just ruined everything. I think I was too young to really know because I was like very young when Blair was in power, but I remember a bit.
That's the last one.
Obviously, the Iraq War was just probably the worst one. Because again, it was just necessary people who didn't need to die. Not only that, but it's just like we've now like brought in the people who have like basically like the survivors of the parents that I mean, it's not really funny, but it is when you like the survivors, like the kids of the parents who were like the soldiers who were killed by our men in like the 90s. In the Iraq War, we for some reason we thought it'd be a great idea to repatriate them back to the UK. It's like to say sorry for everything. Like,
I'll do my best.
and just mysteriously would probably just leak that kind of information. And just be like, oh, here you go. But yeah, like 3 days in using this like the weed serum stuff. I don't know. It definitely gives you a different high. I might have a tolerance to it. I haven't done any more than like what, a milliliter. Oh shit! What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, they're actually putting up a bit of a fight now. What? Get out of the way, you little prick. Happens every now and then. How bad could you like imagine like having an army and you just like you learn that one man takes out like a whole you'd be like in real life like, that's just unheard of. I'm sure there were some real heroes in World War II who probably did get like really big kill scores. Probably not like intentionally, because I don't think people going out would be like, you know, you'd just be. You just happen to be like a soldier who has you're on the, like for example in World War and D-Day like, there's the like the guy, the German dude who just would have been manning the like machine guns, like he would have just probably killed like so many people. Like, literally you had like the minigun, sorry, the Gatling guns in the turrets, and as soon as those doors of those boats opened up, they just fucking opened fire. They probably killed hundreds and hundreds of men. It's absolutely horrible. And now we've honoured their death by giving loads of black and brown people like, the ability to live. It's just really good. It's so good. I mean, it really warmed the cockles of my heart as well when like I got to see that World War II guy on like Great Britain. Good morning to you. What the fuck? What the fuck? No, no, no. Okay. Did I do it? Come on. Better honk the horn. Destroy the military train's engine. Oh, right. Okay. Can you get out of that, please? Yeah, this is more like it. Oh, you just need to hear that. That's pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen one of those.
And you did it all by yourself. You're kind of scary sometimes, Rico.
Only to my enemies, Santo.
Only to my enemies. Alright, yeah, so there's a mission. Now we're cooking. There's a boop in the moon. Yeah, I don't think this is going to probably record, but that's fine. Yeah, there was like some. The infamous story that went around last year was the horrible one with like the two Scottish women who were holding like the knife and the axe because they were getting like followed around by a migrant filming her. So they were gypsies and they have been charged with sexual harassment and assault. And it's just great because like so many people on X went around and just trying to dig up all of these old posts of people who were like supporting it, being like, "No, you're racist, you're racist." It's great. This is why you just have to do this. You've got to keep hammering it in. Keep hammering it in. Everyone's racist, dude. The Jews are racist to the Muslims. Otherwise, why would they kill them? Why would they kill them? Hells yeah. The blimp is like such a random thing, in my opinion. It's like kind of cool. But just like... Oh, I mean, I can't be angry at a game with different rules. It's interesting that they don't do anything. Like, they don't attack you. You can just get in them. There doesn't seem to be anyone flying it. It's not like I even take anyone out when I like seem to steal it. Is there anyone actually in it? I don't know if you can see. I just don't know. I don't know if there's anyone in there. Oh, there is. Oh my god.
That's another spy down for the count, Sargento.
Pretty good. Is it still only doing? I don't know if it's doing that. Or is it just poor connection forever? I don't know. Oh, what's Operation Sandstone? What's Operation Sandstorm? Oh, is it this one? Fine. Whatever. Whatever. Bap. Beep ba little bap bap ba up. Bap ba la bap 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 ba up. Bap ba la da da. There should be some helicopters over there. Oh yeah. As soon as you take over, they just paint all the missiles. This is what I'm saying to you. Like again, listen, look, listen. This game is just again, it's another thing that they want brown and black people to play this. They're like, look how easy it is for us to take over Whitey. Look, all their countries are just like this. We can just take it. And that's what they're doing. It's all been slowly put in. Yeah, it is hilarious. So people were like, looking up about like which countries have won like Olympic medals, and someone obviously drew a conclusion that it's strange that like India is the biggest population, or one of the biggest population. I mean, if you're going up against China, they've won loads of medals. China's like one definitely on the top three. It's usually China, USA, and Russia. So why isn't India in that? And it's again, it's just because they're too shit. It's just they're not athletic. I don't know if it's their diet. I don't know if it's their hygiene. I don't know what it is. It's just clearly they're not designed to just be like athletic. I don't know what they're designed to be. And anyway, so someone was like, "That's weird," and then like someone was like looking at the Special Olympics, and if you look at India's Special Olympics, it's really high. And people were like, "That's odd," and they did a little bit of digging. And it turns out it looks like that because India has an average IQ of around 60 to 70, they actually just fall into like the mentally handicapped territory, which means they can just enter the Special Olympics as normal citizens. So can you imagine like you're in India and you're like learning to do swimming or whatever. You've got like the one or two swimming pools in the whole, like the middle of like the capital city or whatever. And you're training for that, and it's like you're not up against. Like you probably think the Special Olympics special just literally means like you're like it's like a VIP or something. It's so fucked. So anyway, they've been going to the Special Olympics, and there's all these images where you see like the past Special Olympics where like India's won, and it's like it's really funny. You've just got like the second and third podium will be like a Chinese, like I don't know, someone who looks like they've got like Down syndrome or something like that, and then you've got like a white person who's like missing an arm or something like that, and then you've just got like an Indian person on the podium who just looks normal, just looks like a normal Indian person. They like they don't care. They're just so happy still. It's just what we've learned from India is they've got no shame. They have no shame. They don't care. You know, like in The Simpsons when Frank Grimes makes Homer do the design a nuclear power station contest. Like Indians would just do that anyway. Indians would just enter it. They wouldn't even need to be tricked. You wouldn't need to trick them. If you put that out in the power plant and there was some Indian people in it, they would just enter it. They would have no idea like why people would be like. They just see it as like well, yeah, like Lenny says, it's like yeah, they're just children. You beat them. Because they have no shame, they don't care. It's the same with like how they target people. They target people who are weaker than them because it's just this. They don't care how they win. It's just they win. That's the whole ESAT system. So them entering the Special Olympics, they just see it as well. You're stupid for like, letting us go into it. Of course we're going to go in it. Of course we're going to beat everyone. They don't care about like honor. They'll just see it as they just go back to India and they'll laugh and think it's great. They just think it's like they've beaten the system when they haven't. All they've done is just reveal to the world that they're fucking absolutely dumb. And it's like again, if they keep thinking that every generation that's going to come out, I'm a millennial. I would say I'm pretty racist, I suppose. I'm pretty aware of what's going on. I've actually woken up to the fact that yeah, there's definitely like people who just want me dead, and like I'm not going to really just sit here and just like I'm not going to be sad and angry about it. I'm not going to be sad and scared about it. But at the same point, I'm not going to like just sit here with my phone on my ass. I don't want to be eradicated. I have kids. I don't want them to like have a world made fucked. I'm not going to be like my boomer parents. Be like, here you go. You have fun with the whole Epstein shit and the grooming gang stuff. Could you have done anything about that? Nah. We only knew about the grooming gang since the 50s. We hadn't had enough time. It wasn't that late. I think it's been since the 70s or 80s. It's been going on for ages. Oh, it's crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Because I think it's like my brother said that to me. Because we live in like a quite good area. I'm gonna sit here, but then I'm not gonna be these sort of idiots as well, where like they say, oh, there isn't a problem, and then like this is what happens. This people then find out like where they're posted, or not where they live, but they know like the town they live in, and they go on like the census, and most of the people who are like those sort of like liberal, the suicidal white people, they always seem to come from like like areas like mine. That's why I will be a bit of an outcast here because I don't think my place is going to be very radicalized because they haven't experienced it that much. I've only been like radicalized because I lived in London for a bit. And I did notice it there. Again, I did get subjected to quite a lot of racism, I think, there. Like when I was sort of like debriefing like my experience with my like Pakistani female boss, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she was just racist to me. I'm not going to play this as like some bullshit. I'm not going to play some cope with it. Like, no, I was a bad employee because I wasn't. I was the fucking best employee by far. It's just because either she was just jealous of me and didn't like that I'm a straight white man, and she probably had like an agenda to just like, yeah, like I say, like put me down. And she probably would have thought she comes from like the top caste. So she's like, you don't get to talk. Even I'm white, I am the top. But it was funny because they're all talk and no blow. Because I just kind of took. Well, I worked at this like shit, like this corporate job in the centre of London for like 4 years, and she was my manager for like 2 of those years. And I just kind of dealt with it for like the first year and a half because I was like learning the ropes. But then it was like the last half a year, she was just getting right on my ass. She's just being really she's just fucking me off. And she like invited me and my work colleague to like go get like a pastry at like some place. Or I was like, maybe she's breaking the bread, literally. So we bought it. I was like, oh, that's quite nice. But then she made it very, very apparent that she wasn't using her money. She was like, I'm going to use the company. I was like, okay, so I don't know where you made that point. But again, it just shows, to me, I felt like that just shows she's not really doing this because she wants to. It's like she's read something, or her manager has told her this is what she should do. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like when women can't lead, they don't know what to do. So it's like they read something and they think, take your employees out for a cake. After that, everything will be squashed. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. We're not idiots. You know, just like treat me like shit for a year and a half, buy me a cake, and I'm gonna like love you. It doesn't work like that. So anyway, I think we proceed to eat it or whatever, and then we went back into like the room or whatever. And we went in this like pod. They get these like shitty like little quiet pods. And I guess because she thought like she was we were anonymous to some extent. She started trying she just flicked the switch and she just went into us. And I just had fucking enough. And I just at this point, oh, the broadcast is resumed. There we go. I just had enough, and I was like, fuck this. And I just literally left. I just like at this point, I was just like, just gonna open up. And I just didn't care. And I didn't say anything like that would get me fired, but I did just chew her out. And I did show like a level of like aggression. I don't show very much, but it's that white. You get back to the corner. I'm gonna like play the aloof fool because I know I'm in control. But if you push me into a corner, I will like get really pissed. I can get really angry. And I think when I showed that to her, I could see she was shaking, and then she started to like cry a little, get weepy, and then like my female coworker was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that, Simon." Oh, input. And I was like, "Oh, fuck you." I didn't say that. I was just like, "Yeah, exactly." It's just the stupid, shitty. And she was like a Chinese woman as well, Chinese and a Pakistani woman. Yeah, the big scary white man who's being bullied at work. Shows his fangs, and this is what they do. Luckily, I didn't get fired for that. Nothing happened from that, but it did teach me a lesson that actually you can push back and nothing does happen. And that's what you learn these things, you see. Because like I did get scared that I was gonna get fired. I did go home that day. I was like, oh fuck, I'm probably gonna lose my job. But I was just like, I didn't care. I was at my tether at that point. But then I had realised that the next day she just ignored it, and I was just like, it's probably apparent that they are aware like how important I am here, so they know like. Probably if she's gonna like try and get me fired, I probably will like just try and make it try and get her. I'll probably try and drag her down with me. So she was probably just realised it's not worth the hassle because she's my boss, so she's got more to lose than I do. Like I was at the bottom of the rung. But yeah, it's just that was just my humiliation ritual. I get to work with like a Pakistani woman who you're going to think is going to be like really nice because they're foreign and they're going to like be really happy they're here. No. They're just really angry. They're just angry that they're here. They just resent you for some reason. So I'm sorry you're here. I don't know what is happening with your husband. Sounds like your life's not that bad. So I think she was like, her husband was like earning loads more than her, and I was just like, it's one of these again. Like, why are you even working? Surely just have loads of kids, and then you can. If you have 3 kids now, you could just make like loads of money. But it's probably more she was just super paranoid that I'd steal her job to the extent that I didn't want to take her job, but she just won't think that. So in her head, she's just going to spend all day trying to like mastermind ways to sabotage me because she's just so scared that she's just going to get the email that I'm going to replace her, which just wouldn't happen. It wasn't going to happen. This is just what these people do. They just go absolutely schizo. Wait, what am I doing? What? Oh. Oh?
The elevator's probably locked.
Okay.
Look for a console that will give you access.
Copy.
Let's roll.
Because the thing you're going to learn in life is there's like 3 things that people will try and control you with. It's either going to be money, power, or sex. And just having the relationship of having a boss it is one of the most humiliating things in the world. It's just the relationship between a boss and their employee is just generally probably like one of the worst relationships. It's probably the closest to like slave and master you can have. You've just got some asshat who's just gonna, if you don't get on with him and laugh at his jokes, he's a human, isn't he? And I'd probably argue I'd be the same, but that doesn't mean it's not a flawed system, does it? It's just gonna have some guy who's the arbiter of like your like career. You could be like, well, Input, how could you do it? Well, you just don't have a boss, and everyone's just like almost, you know what I mean? You just work like the village. So everyone's just kind of accountable with each other. And then maybe there is sign off on things. But in terms of like any sort of disciplinary or stuff like that, all of that can just kind of be done by, I don't know, democracy. You can just sort of like have a vote. But it's just funny because any situation, right, that I've ever had at work, and I've been working for probably like 12 years now, like a long time. It's always been, any issue I've had, it's always been internal politics. It's never ever been like an issue of my work. It's never actually been like, oh, Input, we're going to have to like let you go because you've done something really bad with this, the Anderson's account. So it's never like that. It would just always be like, usually a woman is just like decides they just don't like you and they just want to get rid of you. And it's like since I've like now got a male boss, and it's just the difference between having a female and a male boss is just so much. It's different. The male bosses just leave you alone. They just don't care. They just know like job is just a job, and they don't need the validation from you. They don't need to like keep checking in on you. Like men find it annoying when like you've got to like keep checking in on them. They just think like, oh, I'm here if you need me, but I don't expect you to kind of be on my beck and call. So. Women don't. Women just check in on you every day, and they're like, "So Input, what are you doing today?" And you've got like, you're going to be stressing out because you might just have a day where it's like you got loads of downtime. And you're just going to have to like come up with some shit to try and like make sure she's not going to just dump loads of shit on you. Because then like a woman's brain, they just think like, oh, you have to always be working, always work. Just even if you're not doing anything, just have endless tired, busy work. It doesn't do anything. It's just wasting your time. Because remember, every job that you do requires 100% work all the time. I'm not lying that there aren't jobs like that, but that's not the industry I'm in, and I'm aware of that. But I get compensated not as well as you'd think. Well, I get compensated right, but I know I'm not on the highest I could be. But I chose that because I wanted the. Sometimes it's better to be at the bottom of the rung because you just don't have any responsibilities. And also, with like this country's fucked. So if you earn a certain amount, you just. So I'm trying to fly under that radar because you just don't want to be like in that like bracket where you're going to be paying a crippling amount of tax.
I'll let you know when I'm on my way down.
Again, like someone like Katie, she should be livid. She probably should hate Labour. Maybe she doesn't. She probably does. She'll love the Green Party and like I said, the Lib Dems. But it would be interesting to know like what her take is on like the immigration stuff because. I don't think she's openly directed it. She's mentioned about it. She said like vaguely about all the sex crimes are done by the immigrants, which sounds like she's kind of like on the side of like the immigrants are all good. Okay.
He just saw one of, yeah, I just booked into one of the, I just saw one of the crewmates, yeah, I just saw him. I was out in Tesco, and yeah, no you didn't, I bet you were emailing them.
To cut off your tax,
What even is this? Like, what even is this? See what I mean? How about, like, do you know what I mean? Like how I say like women are just not able to sort of like, it's not even like be funny. It's just they're funny. What they think is funny is just being mean. What am I meant to do? Hang on. Oh, I'm an idiot.
Big facility. Looks like a prisoner intake area.
It looks like all the prisoners are white. I better keep them in then. They're probably little pedos or something. That's literally the Jewish propaganda. They obviously fed all like black and immigrant because it seems that that's the only thing they seem to use is pedo, and this is where it comes from. They say pedo because in their country they don't charge people for being a pedophile. If you sleep with a 13-year-old woman or girl in Africa, nothing happens to you. Nothing happens to you. They might even have a law, but nothing will happen to you because the police are corrupt. They won't do anything. If a woman goes to the police, nothing will happen. You go to the white countries, we actually charge people for being a paedophile. So the people who've got like 60 IQ and 70 IQ, they don't understand that. Their brains can't do it. They're like, you can't argue with people who've got IQs that small. If you've got 100 IQ, you can't argue with people who are like that dumb. You just can't do it. You're just going to be sat there just banging your head against the wall. Because they're not going to understand, like, stuff like that. You're just going to try and, like, explain stuff like that to them, and they won't go... They'll be like, no, Wignut. Like, if you look at your country, you can see, like, you guys have got, like, way more. Like, and I'll be like, I'll explain that to them. And they'll say, no, that doesn't happen. And the worst thing about it as well is that most of the Indian people who will be talking about that, they will have like CSAM material on their like computers. They will. Nice. It's like, part of me was like really interested why some ordinary gamers is so against people looking into his computer. I just think when people are so anti, like, I bet he's got some crazy shit on there. He's Indian, and that already, I'm sorry, that just puts you way up because he just doesn't have any. He doesn't care. He probably doesn't. Like, it's not the magic soil thing, is it? And then he's like, he loves to download stuff, which is just a typical Indian thing, because Indians don't want to pay for things. Because, again, you're looking at the ESAT system, an Indian person would see, they would see me being an idiot for buying this game, because they would see that you could just download it for free. And it's another way how like Indians like try and rake up loads of money, is because they'll just cheat and they will like steal and take whatever they can, and they'll just not spend any of their money. Oh my god. What was doing that? What? That's a fucking grenade, dude. So what's your power? Oh, I just spray loads of grenades out when I die.
Holy shit. This place is massive. There must
Oh my
be
god.
hundreds of prisoners down here.
Espinosa's private facility. The Black Hand run this place without any oversight.
Imagine getting shot in the toe and you can still stand up. Maybe still can't boost, but still. wicked, mate.
Lot of security down here.
A lot of valuable prisoners. And they bury them out here for a reason.
Why don't you just let them all out? That's probably the best thing you can do. It's like the best thing to do, like in One Piece, is that what you do. So if you're gonna like try and storm out of a prison, the best thing you can do is just try and release as many people as you can. Because they're like a bunch of prisoners, you've just got like nothing to lose at this point. You know? So where is it gonna be?
Here it is, cell block C4.
Do you see my uncle?
Stand by, Mira.
I hate those people so much. What do you mean, those people? Snipers.
Adios.
Oh, what was going on with that? Where is he?
Monte Morales. Who are you? What's happening? Prison break. You need to come with me.
Why has he got a computer in his room?
I can't leave my work. We'll come back for it. Vente.
Well, come back for it. This is gonna be great. Good old escort mission, my favorite.
Prisoner escape in cell block C4. Do not let Morales out of your life.
Guess they want you dead.
I must have outlived my usefulness.
Calling off search for hostile. Resume regular patrols.
Where do we go?
Whoever you are, thank you for helping me escape.
He runs like a freak.
Don't thank me until we're on the surface.
Oh, that is really funny.
I'll deal with the Black Hand.
I'll deal with the blacks. The Black Hand. No, the blacks. Oh god, this guy's... What weapon's that?
There's the tiger. Take cover. I've got him.
I don't know if I do have him, actually.
He's down. Let's move.
Can I pick up his gun?
Objecting, senor. But why are you helping me escape?
There's
Yes.
virus spreading across Solis. We think you can help.
You idiot. I mean, that's quite funny. That never gets old. So when I used to play the Metal Slug game, my favorite weapon was always like the flamethrower because it's just so brokenly powerful. It just fired out this massive plume of fire, and if any soldier touched it, it just like erupt in flames.
Oh, they've activated the
Ventilation systems? That's actually brilliant.
How do we get past?
If you can find another way around, you should be able to flip the breakers.
They should retract then.
Sorry?
There.
Yeah, it's good. They've gone to a lot of effort with this. Of course.
then call yourself a man. That is mentally ill. I just can't.
You know what else is mentally ill?
Oh, here we go.
Is having a Shure SM7B mic and having audio quality. Yeah? Bunch of twats with a mic, right? Which we're not.
Who cares? This is just. I get this. I don't get it a lot, but I just get like a bunch of fuckheads who are like, your sound quality isn't crystal clear, so therefore I just can't listen to you. And I was like, just go suck a dick or something. Right? Like, who cares? So you can hear what I'm saying. I'm sorry you can't listen to it in your surround sound. I don't know why you need to have like Katie's voice like booming in all 7.1 surround sound. I don't know like why people need that. I'll be really, really honest with you. Obviously there are moments where like there's something that is just obviously bad, but I've never listened to something which I thought was like average sounding, which is probably what I will be because I'm using a shitty like headset that I've got for like an old work headset I got. But that versus what am I doing? Sorry, I need to concentrate. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, okay, fine. No, what am I doing?
Did my niece send you to help me? We need to get out of here alive first, Lanza. Questions later.
Why can't you just answer that? That's not very difficult. Yes. And then you saying that will put him at ease because he'll know he can trust you. You being cryptic and weird is not really good in this position, is it? Mysterious and cryptic. Oh, it's a surprise. I'll tell you later. No. Tell now. I'm gonna whip this motherfucker to death. Yeah.
Back off.
Back off. I mean, he looks pretty badass.
Back off.
Someone else probably written like a wiki. Yeah. If you're playing on a Just Cause 4, you can just whip the guard 8 times and he'll die. It saves you a lot of money. Okay, oh no, I can't do it then. Fine, you can't. He just obviously is unwhippable. He obviously needs like a good amount of whip. But you know what? I think he won't be able to resist. Not you. Of course. Gotta be extra, don't you? I fucking missed! He's gonna kill me. He's gonna fucking kill me. Yeah, he needed one whip left. That's the story of my life. Clearly just needed one last whip. It would have been very funny to see him being whipped to death, but no, we can't have that, can we? How dare I ever want anything? That's how windy it is. For once in my life, I will get what I want.
Target's last known position was on site.
Please, Lord, I will be the last one. Okay, how do I do it? Fuck. Come on, get that visibility shit. No, you're not allowed that. Rico would probably say something like, I'm too cool to use something like this. I do not need these little gimmicks. Rico, I really think this will help you out.
All units, all positions.
What is happening? Never gonna get through this video.
Familiar with. You know what's crazy to me? That was my Scottish accent. That was terrible. Well, you're not going to be happy to learn, mate, that I can assure you being trans isn't cutting off your tits. That was good, right? And the fact that you think tits is what equals woman, no tits is what equals man, says a lot about you, actually. This is brilliant. I've been dying to hear you guys. I've been dying.
Is that because Katie's is called a man because she has no tits? See, I can do it too. So I think that's funny. Probably not, but it is. I mean, she can make fun of me. She can say I have like a weird face, or I have small tits. She can say I probably have bigger tits than she does. She's not. She's in the watches anyway. She probably doesn't know. She probably doesn't know how to listen to people anyway. There's like women. There'd be no point for, like I said to you, there's no point her going for me. I'm so small. Like, there's just no point because like it'd be bad because I said this to you, it's an optics thing. The ginger dude is somewhat relevant, so it makes sense for her to do that. But me, there's no point because the only thing I'd stand to really gain is I could potentially lose it. Like I don't know, get my account banned. It's like, oh well. But I could stand to gain a lot more. So you wouldn't want to do it. It's like, I forgot who said it. I think it was like Nicholas Dioro or something like that. This is basically like his like bullshit thing. He's like, I won't really even indulge. I really don't care about people unless they're like about the same size as me. Like, and it's just that, yeah, it's like he's got that peasants. He's got like that elitist attitude. He's like, look, dude, I'm fucking Nicholas Dioro, mate, and I've got like 100 followers who are probably Indian and black or like retards, or like retarded white people. Because why would anyone who's like a high value want to watch a fat American man who hides behind a wiggler and has a voice of someone whose balls still haven't dropped? I'm not even trying to be like, I just don't understand why this guy doesn't get bullied more. He's like the easiest target in the whole world. For some reason, like, I seem to be like the only person who like viciously goes after him. And if I do it online, people just tell me like do you see what I mean? It's like people don't like it because they get confused. They're like, hang on a minute, like Nick's meant to be the bully here. So if you start bullying him, it freaks people out. But they don't know the order. They're like, why is this like random person just having a go here? He's a no one, so he's like his views like it doesn't matter. So with Jesus, when he was a no one, so no one believed him. And they sure showed him, didn't they? But who's this no one? Brilliant. It's you. The super accurate snipers. That's alright, my gun's super accurate too.
It's done. Get to the elevator. Now.
Yeah.
See, I'm going.
Shit. Why do I just always explode? I'm literally like Nappa, sorry, Vegeta, like when fucking, what's his face, uses that move. Sorry, God. Yeah, it's just like the sort of high you get from this is just it's different. I don't know if I don't think I prefer it. I don't think I do. It kind of depends. 'Cause I think this one is designed to be used at night, and I think that's probably the problem with it. Because this you get like sativa and indica. I think this is sativa, although it does have a bit of indica in it. But This medicine, man. Fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of a different high, but it kind of like makes me lock in more. I feel like I get a lot more focus. I'm a lot more chatty, but I don't know if it's like a good form. I don't know if it's like the kind of effect I like. It's just like when you take different sort of antidepressants, when you used to take those. Different ones do like different things, and it takes you a while to like find the one that's good for you. Cause it's just how I kind of feel. I just kind of feel a bit like irritable. Like I should be doing something, although even though I shouldn't. It's this very unreal situation. I mean, I didn't want to buy it really to begin with. It was just because they ran out, which is just like annoying. Because I was like, oh, I have like another one because I had 2 prescriptions of it. I was like, can you just write me the prescription for the other one? And then in the end, like, no, we're not allowed to do that. And I was like, why? It's like, oh, you can't. Gotta wait until I think it's to the 11th. I can get some more, but I'm not gonna get it until probably like Thursday or Friday. Which is like fine because I've got enough of this to last, but it's just. Oh, I just imagine. I think when you like see the thing on Trailer Park Boys, I think that is like basically just what Ricky drinks. It's just like he drinks like a whole bottle of that. But I mean, I think the joke of the series was supposed to just be like Ricky was always able to just grow this like weed, which is just the best weed ever. I don't think it's not really meant to exist. It's just a fictitious like weed. Because it's just like the whole thing of Trailer Park Boys is just that every single season. It was great. I think for like the first like it's like 11 seasons. I think they're doing a new season as well. I know. I'm not gonna fuck with that. But every single season, from like season 1 up until like season 6 or 7, it's just literally the same thing. It's the same format. It's like first episode is them coming out of prison because the season before they were in prison. So first episode is just them like getting out of prison, and it already starts like usually with something really shit. So normally what happens is it's like they've got the score from whatever stupid like Ed and Eddie scheme they've been trying to do to get loads of money, and then like 1 or 2 of them are in prison, and then during the course of when they're in prison, it's just like somehow they've like lost the money, or Leahy's taken all the money or something, or just something's happened, and it's like then they just come out of prison and they realise that they've got like no money and everything's changed in the park, and then then they have to like, and then like it's like while Julian's been in prison, it's like Ricky's somehow managed to like grow another like field of weed or something like that, and it's just that's it. The show's all just about like, every single time. And it worked. It was just really good. He didn't need to really change the formula that much. Obviously, just when Mr. Leahy went, he was like a core component of the show because, well, he just is. He just played the character so well. And I just feel like it doesn't look as good as well. I find like when you watch the show, when you watch like the later seasons, and it was like, it was the one which really jumped the shark was I think it was like season 10. It was the one where they have like the army guy. It was just the stupidest idea. It was just so stupid. Like the army guy was shit. He wasn't like a very interesting character. He was like too stereotypically like And I know like that was meant to be a part of his character because he has like some sort of psychosis, but that's just the laziest writing. And I mean, the worst thing about that season is that Jim is in it. The guy who plays Jim here, he is in it. But it was just not good. I think that was the first Netflix one, and I just think they had like a huge budget. So everything did just look very clean because they used like really nice cameras and everything, and you could just loses its charm. You know, it's the same effect of when you play Final Fantasy VII Original. If you play on your CRT, it looks nicer. It just feels like it's designed for that because they made the game for that. So there's actually components that they knew. So the smart Japanese people who made the game, they knew that like a CRT TV would curve like that. So actually, it would make sense for them to like try and like some structure the game. So they knew that there's certain parts of the screen would edge. It's not quite like that, but and also just the resolution, because the resolution for a PlayStation was only so many pixels. It's just when you like look at the avatars, like when you play Final Fantasy VII, and like you look at the avatars when you're playing on a CRT TV, it's just the blurriness kind of just adds to the effect of it. So it looks fine. Like when you see like the avatars of like Cloud and Tifa and stuff, it just looks good. Once you blow it up on like HD, it's just you can kind of see just everything, all like the imperfections and things. It just ruins everything. And it's just, especially when you see like people playing PC version of it, or like and it's like it's really smooth and fast, but the graphics are just fucked. Is that us out? Is working day over?
Brilliant. I've been dying to hear you guys. I've been dying to hear your opinion on trans people, George. And who the f is this? Team you, Paul Allen. You know, I've been dying to hear your opinion. Please keep talking. That's mental. That is. What is mental?
What am I
is your
doing?
very, very narrow-minded view of what makes a woman. Yeah. This guy's like, yeah, titties. That makes a woman. Of course.
But tolerate.
Get on.
And that is. Amen. Go. People like us, or Caroline, or.
Katie will go broke soon. I think she's living in denial. She's probably got like a few more, maybe like a year or two. I think there is going to be a massive shift soon. It's just this is why I pick on her, because she's just going to be. It'll be interesting just to kind of see where she goes. It doesn't matter for me because I've got no skin in the social media game, so I can just dissolve out, and it doesn't matter. I've got kids and stuff. I'll be alright. But it will just be interesting just to kind of just check on Katie every now and then, just to like see what she's up to. Just see if she does just eventually, because my prediction will be that the money will dry up. In some sense, we will add this like syntax, or we'll just make it so like if you're an influencer, you can't say certain rhetoric. If you're going to go around and just like disparage the people of your country, we'll see you as being a terrorist or something. We can do it. This is the thing, Kate. We can do what we want. When we're in power, we'll just do what we want. And, oh my god, imagine if I was in power. Can you imagine that? I mean, you're probably laughing. Ha, you'll never be in power, but you never know. Let's just do whatever you want to change the rules. Like, no, you can't do that. Yeah, you can. I could easily just do it. If I'm the Prime Minister, I could just write a new rule, which just say, you might have to pass it through to the King or whatever, but he'll probably do it because he won't care. The King doesn't really actually have a say. I'll just be like, yeah, we're going to put this new tax up so people like Katie, like, we'll have like, we're going to have like a community. What we'll do is in the UK, I'll form like there'll be like a department, and their job would just be to vet people who use social media. So anyone who's like over 100,000 in the UK. So Katie could move to like Nicaragua if she wants to, and she'll be alright. But then she's allowed to be anti-white because she's living in Nicaragua. But if she's like wants to live in England, and there'll be caveats to that as well. So I'll write it. So like if she does want to leave the country, and she's still earning money, there might be rules in place where you might lose your like citizenship if you like if you think you can be smart and like do this and just come back to England when you want. Maybe we'll change that. We'll just say, well, if you're gonna fleet our taxes and then you just think you can just like dip your toe in and come in whenever you want, we're not gonna do that. We'll make it so you have to pay like a really expensive visa, like travel like visa or something, if you want to come in. If you don't live in the country but you want to come back, even though you live there, we can do it. We just change things. People will get angry, but I don't care. Like, this is the thing, I don't care. Good good. I want people to be angry. I don't mind when I see like brown people being sad. They're happy when I'm sad, so I'll be happy when they're sad. It seems like fine. That's fine. And you're gonna say, well, that's very immature of you. Well, you know what else is immature is us being nice to people, and they're just like they're making us look like idiots because we're being nice to these people, and they're using our niceness because this is what Muslims do, right? They see people being nice as a weakness. It's not true. This is just their stupid idiocracy. They just think like we somehow managed to just fall into everything that we've got, and it's not. It's like we are actually the white people are very, very. We're very good at conquering. We're very good at it. The reason we are the way we are is because we were in the peaceful times, but it doesn't mean we can't just flip the switch. Like we've invented a lot of like very, very destructive war machines, which. Oh my god. What was that? Look at the state of this. Look at it! It's like that's this defense mechanism to get me off. Do the spin!
One less beam, one less problem.
One less gimp, one less problem. What? Bander conveyor. What even is that? I only say it like that because I know, like, the game has just made it nice that you're able to just get any vehicle you want, but it is just sort of somewhat funny because I just think, who the fuck is ever gonna want to be like, oh, wait, how do I get that over this? Oh, you don't. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's really useful then, actually, because there's been so many times actually where I feel like I've needed something like that. So actually, that would be really good to unlock. That's what I mean. It's like, I don't think you could do a lot of the challenges unless you probably have unlocked everything. But that is good just to get like a portable round. I'm not even trying to be dumb. It really is that fucked. Like, and that doesn't feel very sturdy at all. Don't maybe get the helicopter into it, because I'll do it. I'll just get the helicopter into it. "2019.
Copy. Drop incoming.
God, do you remember the fucking lockdown? How sad that was. I don't think anyone talks about COVID anymore, do they? Like, everyone's just... Every now and then I'll get, like, the odd post, but I just feel like everyone just wants to forget about it. It's so weird.
Ha! Tricky.
Not even, like, from a perspective, like, I'm trying to say, like... Not even, like, in a fond... Just people just don't even, like, want to ever just, like, look back at it. It's almost like... It's not even, like, they cringe. It's just, they just... I don't know. It's just people are just... want to block out their minds. So there was this period where we just had to stay in like doors for like 2 years. Absolute nightmare. I feel like okay. I'll do this mission and I'll probably call it night. This is meant to be a Veyron, I suppose.
That was nice.
Why like people hit? This is like my fucking base. Why are people like shooting me? Amazing. I'm just dying in my own base. Stupid drones. Oh, we just liberate the whole prison.
Copy. We acquire target. Now. Lost contact with enemy. Regroup.
What? Oh. Rico, why couldn't you just open the door? I don't know. I didn't even use his voice that time because I had to. I was like, I was annoyed that time. Why did I have to break the window like a fucking baboon?
Maybe Emily as well, but never spoken favourably about Uncle.
Yeah, me, Jim, John, Uncle Fest. No, who are you talking about? And if you're who's
More like Katie's favorite uncle, Uncle Molester. And she'd be like, "That's not funny. That's not funny at all. It's only funny if I make jokes about like people being molested, or if you're going to say it to a woman, that's way too far." What does that even mean, Uncle Molester? What does it even mean? It's just play on words. I just think your play on words is extremely sexist, and women like her know. She probably isn't that offended by it, but she just knows like she can do that. I've done it a few times. There's been times where, and I know black people do as well. There's been times where like something's happened to me and I haven't been that offended by it, but I've just written it because I know I can. I know, and I'm telling you that because it proves that I know other people do it. Because I'm smart enough to realize that if I'm doing it, oh yeah, 100%, there's going to be like much more stupid people who do that. If you just say like an Indian person, you just call them like a curry muncher, for example, they'll probably not be that offended by it because when they're in the streets of India or Pakistan, or sorry, India, and the Pakistanis are talking to them, they'll get that every day. But once in the UK, they know. They're like, oh, now we can like sue them. Discord will require mandatory Face ID. Well, that's good. I really think that's good. I just don't think we should have kids at all. I don't think. I don't want to say like teenagers, but what's wrong with WhatsApp? Do you see what I'm saying? What's wrong with WhatsApp? Because at least WhatsApp is a little bit more controlled in the sense that, oh, I don't know. I don't. You don't really get massive WhatsApp groups, do you? So that's how bad it is outside. That's why I'm just so happy to be so inside. What's his name? Miles Morales? Is that the black guy? Let's get the fucking going in the green. Why are you still wearing your jumpsuit? That would be the exact first question I would ask him.
Sometimes family can surprise you.
I'm not autistic. I just said I don't care. Why are you wearing that?
He was one of the chief architects of a weapon of mass destruction.
Not when we started, Rico. Project Iyapa was meant to save lives. Imagine the ability to disperse tornadoes before they fall. To bring rain to drought-stricken areas.
Espinosa seems to have another agenda.
Oscar. He thought his father was squandering his family's fortune on this altruistic project. When he took over, he changed our direction.
Yeah, there's this video that's going viral. It's like they're calling it like the new Burger King meme. It's this like white woman who's in like New York, and then she's obviously like ravaged a bunch of black people, and then she like coyfully like walks out, and just the last second before the door closes,
Your father stopped his work.
she says the N word. The door shuts, and they're all like clamoring at the door like zombies. There's just people who are just saying she must have like the God's work on it. Because I've been in London, and those doors don't always shut. I don't know what they're like in New York. She probably obviously knew like what they were like, but in London that wouldn't have happened. If someone like tried to like pry open the door, it would probably would open. But for whatever reason, these New York ones, they just didn't. But then someone has made a point out that there was an emergency handle, and they thought like probably one of them probably would have pulled it because they'd just be like, you wouldn't be able to prove who did it. Do you know what I mean? So they got really lucky. But she did. She just got very lucky there. Because there's no doubt if like you can see how angry they are. If they got out, they would have killed her.
You have a plan, Lanza? Yes, I said.
They would actually kill her.
I've been working on Zona Uno. Your father's departure sent Oscar back a decade. The bastard needed my help just to recover the time he lost. But I also built in a flaw.
Flaw?
A flaw that will allow us to access the core. But first, we need to get into Zona Uno.
Yeah, like everyone's like, oh, Mizzy has reformed and he's a good guy now, and then he's like, it's just him being an absolute reprobate again, and like Sainsbury's.
The result was total control of a sandstone.
We're taking
Bill Gates, India's a laboratory to try things. I'm fine with that, as long as they're not here.
If we weight the train down enough, the winds of the sandstorm won't affect it.
Exactly, Mira.
We need some heavy armor.
There are armored trains at Estacion Atalaya. We can probably get something there.
We should be able to retrofit a standard train chassis. From Grand Central, we should be able to secure a train without too much trouble. Then we just need a place to do the adjustments.
Fuck you, Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage calls for an end to working from home and a focus on work-life balance. People aren't productive working from home. It's not. It's utter garbage. I'm just telling you, like now. Someone like me, if I was forced to go into, I probably would just move. I'd get another job. That was like the main reason I took a salary hit, was because I knew my job was remote. I don't even live that far from the office. That's actually really true. I really don't. I can actually run to my office. And people are going to say, well, you should definitely go. No, there's no point. No one else goes in. I'll be the only lemon sat in there. And even if my boss is in there, he will be in meetings. Probably won't have the same lunch as me. I'll just be sat in there like a lemon.
Put a giant gun on the train instead.
And it would be horrible because I have loads of, I do have downtime, and it's just like, you can't really do anything with downtime in the office. You just sort of sit there, and it's like, well, there's a couple of like tech people I could talk, but do you know what I mean? It's just, it's not the same. It doesn't work all the time. There's like a small quadrant, and this is what I'm saying to you. That this is why I think Nigel Farage has just dropped the ball. It's not going to be him now. He's ruined it. He's. Everyone was so excited for him because they were like, oh good, he's on our side. And now he's just like hired all these fucking people of colour into the reform group and all late ex-Tories, and he's just become Tory 2.0. And now he's just going on like this, he's just going on this fucking like making all these stupid things about how, oh, okay, so that was nice easy mission. So there you go. Let's talk through it, but there you go. I'll do this, because that was a little bit shorter than I thought. But yeah, anyway, it's just that this is, anyone who talks like that, you gotta remember, they're just prime boomer. And what do I mean by that? It's because work is not the same as when he was there. Again, when he was like a 20-year-old man, he would have loved it. He would have loved going into the office, because it would all be like 98% white. People would be getting jobs based on merit. There'd be no like, identity politics. Being in the office would have made sense back then, because there wasn't anything called internet, or there wasn't phones and stuff, or smartphones. So for him, it would make sense to like do that, because yeah, in his brain, he still probably thinks the offices are like that. In his brain, he still thinks that the offices are like, everyone's using paper and there's loads of file faxes everywhere. And there's no computers. Everyone's like talking around whiteboards and stuff. No computers. This is just, I got to think in his brain. I'm using like the Oedipus thing. Fucking Hannibal Lecter says wrong. Well, I don't know where I'm going. I think this is right. Oh, I was just very lucky. But anyway, just comes. I don't know. Maybe he's got a really good thing, and I mean, I'd agree with him. If you get rid of all of like the shit, and like I can go into the office and just it's like that. I'll go back, but it's not going to happen. I'm not going to go back to the office just because some 16, 70-year-old dude just claims it's better, even though he's probably not worked he's probably worked jobs before, but like how long ago? It's like when my dad tells me stories about when he was getting job interviews and shit. I'm like, I take that with a massive pinch of salt because he was in that generation where he was like, he literally walked into the police station in Hampshire and was like, "Can I be a Bobby?" And they'd say, "Just come in tomorrow and we'll see if you can pass the bleep test." And he did the bleep test. And they're like, "Yeah, all right then. Here's like all the information to get into boot camp," and that's it. The rest is history. It doesn't happen anymore. You want to be a Bobby today? They'll say, "Oh, do you have a certificate in like blah 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 or something," and then you have to be a PCSO for like 2 years without any pay, and then even if you do that, you'll have to probably like go through loads of courses and stuff, and then you'll probably get turned down because you're white and you're not going to believe in like all the shit you got to do. There'll be like all this like racial shit you'll do. I even say to my dad, say, "What do you think of the police compared to like what they are now?" Oh, they're nowhere near as what they are now, but he'll still just give me some dog shit advice about like, because he's never worked in private either. Like I've only worked in private. And he's like, so he's giving me advice. I'm like, no, it doesn't work with this. The government jobs are so much more different than private. Like, there's a rule like you get in the UK is if you have a job where you're in the government, it's like next to near impossible to get fired because like you can play their shitty rules against them. So, for example, if you work with a council, you can just say like you're stressed out, and they'll just pay for you to like just take as many days off as you want. Because if they fire you for it, you can just sue them. Like the government jobs just protect you because they're just designed to just be like the most vanilla, safe places you can ever work. It's like no one's feelings are allowed to be hurt. If you don't feel like coming in, that's okay. You don't have to come in. So, not like in private, like they expect results, man. So yeah, he's just like, oh yeah, just everyone should go into the office. Just completely like removing like the fact that like a lot of these gens, you know, this is like the problem you get with these meddling boomers, and it's like I said to you with what happened to me when I had to go up to fucking Preston and like do this stupid. Well, it wasn't really stupid, but it was just a big waste of time. Oh good. Oh good. I was like, so is that thing gonna miss? Ow. I do it? Yeah. Hmm? My favourite moment was when Sneeko ate pork. His face when he was eating it, he loved it. He looked so happy when he was eating it. He was like, I thought it was beef rib. I was like, how, is that even a common thing you get? Because I was like looking it up. I was like, yeah, you do get beef rib. But I was like,
That's one cannon powered down.
it was funny because when he was doing it again, I was like looking at his chat, and I could see like you got the Muslim Brotherhood because they all stick together. That's what they do. They all, some of them were already like trying to like cope from it. Oh no, it's beef rib, mate. It's definitely beef rib. It's definitely beef rib. Must be beef rib, dude. And then he was like, oh no, I think it is pork. And they're just like, oh, they're just trying to like vouch for each other because they all do drink alcohol, they all do smoke, and they all do just anything. Halal just means what they want. They just say halal when they want. That's why I don't care. It's just like, and part of me thinks the reason why like that Muslim dude was like a bit pissed off at me was because I was actually more inconvenient than he was to eat. Because I think he wanted to try and lecture me on like halal suffering so much. But then when he found out I was a vegan, he didn't really have a leg to stand on. Because like, if he's gonna like try and preach to me about fucking, I don't know, fucking how the way you're gonna kill your animals and shit, I'm just gonna be like, dude, you're sick. You eat animals. And that's why I think like he got a bit pissed off about that. So I kept noticing that when we were trying to look for someone to dinner, he just kept like every time I mentioned it, he was just always like very. He didn't really want to engage with it, and then he tried to like belittle me a bit. He's like, "Why are you vegan?" I was like so tempted to say, "Why the fuck are you Muslim, dude? Like, what kind of question is that? Why are you a fucking Muslim? Why are you not eating? Why don't you eat pork? Just eat some pork, dude." See what I mean? It's just he's allowed to say that to me, and it's fine. If I tell him to eat pork, does that count? If I tell him to eat pork, I will go to prison. He tells me to eat pork. He gets a medal. Bring a vehicle to the garage. And then I think he was annoyed as well because then when we went into the meeting as well, they bought like a sandwich platter, and I didn't tell them I was vegan. It didn't really matter. I think just Eddie's vehicle. But they seemed more like interested that I was vegan and he was like halal. Because again, I think like a lot of white people, when you sort of speak to people who are like Muslim, you're just like, oh, I don't really know what I can ask them. They're probably just gonna get offended by everything. But I just found that was interesting. I just found like it is a very interesting thing. It just comes across as like they were looking. Like, Muslims look for this way to like virtual signal over people, and it's like when they aren't able to, they get like really annoyed about it. So it's like they want to like he wants the virtue signal that he's eating the halal meat, and that's like really good for him. That's like that's the way it should be done. So he can preach to me about it. But then like when I'm vegan, it's like like I'm actually halal and kosher because I don't eat cheese or meat. So actually, I'm the best Jew there is. I've even met Jews who eat bacon. I don't eat bacon anymore. Go fuck yourself, dude. I'm the best fucking Muslim there is. I mean, I drink alcohol, so maybe not. But that doesn't even mean anything, because I see loads of Muslims drink alcohol. It's bullshit. And they smoke. But this is then, but that's the cope as well, because when you, oh god, because when you actually explain that to them, they just end up saying like, oh, it's okay if they do it because it's like they're not perfect, so they're allowed to, as long as they repent to Allah, it's okay. So it just becomes a coping mechanism. So it's like when you catch them when they're like, yeah, well, I'm not perfect. Only the mighty Muhammad was able to do everything. And it's like, right, okay, this sounds like cope. Just sounds like you do whatever. It's not. I'm not like that with a vegan. I don't just honestly, you can like gotcha me and try and go in my fridge or go in my freezer. Nothing is got meat or any animal products in it. God, I'm doing a terrible job finding this. Who was doing that? You. I mean, it is getting harder. I'm happy with it. Oh, is it that? So these things are just immortal. What a mess. What an actual mess. I can't believe I didn't kill him. I mean, this is just a Chinook or an Apache, isn't it? It's not a Chinook, it's an Apache. Or, sorry, a Hind D. Hind D. I only really know that from Elgazord. I think I've heard it something else. But... Is it done? Is marking day over? I would also like to express my fondest condolences to that particular brand of beer. Boo! That man never drank a duff in his life. That was like, it's so funny. It'd be funny to certain people. There'd be certain people who that joke wouldn't really make sense to. You know, there'll be the same sort of people who like the Bad Puppy. That's all. So you know what I mean. Yeah, you're only in a war bets, mate. Just take your time. Don't worry about it. Drive the hackers. It's such a funny. What does hacker even mean? Great. The physics are really fun and stuff, but just there are like times like this where it's like, what is happening? Like, I've got like a bit of like the. I do kind of respect that because it have like. But it gets annoying at times. But I do kind of respect it. This shit just lies on the ground. It can just fuck you up. But it happened a few times for just the fuselage of some sort of like that massive, when that massive sphere thing blows up, it leaves like so many like chunks, and they can actually fuck the game up. I've seen it like where you're like people like trying to. Where is it? Where am I going? Oh.
Here, there's another console right here.
Oh, great. Who's in Holy shit. Okay, I mean, there's hard and hard, right? Why already? Oh, great. Kill him. It's that. I can't kill those.
Don, senor. One more. Got some wheels? Air support is en route.
Why? So you're supposed to jump away cleanly. Oh god. Nah. Look, can you believe this? I can't. I'm fucked. This is it. I can't do it. He's dead. Yeah, he's dead. I can't. Fucking. No, don't, you idiots! Get in! Where is that? Where is it? I mean, I'd assume they'll probably reset, but I don't know what they're gonna do about his health. Because if they put his health back to that, I'm fucked. But I can't do it. It's just, he's gonna die. But he might die and get his health back, which I'm hoping he will. The game's been somewhat good on that.
Here, this is the last one.
Great work, dude. He's got a bit of health back. It might be alright just because, like, the.
Here, this is the last one.
also, I think the fuzz just got way too much. What?
Copy. We acquire target now.
Oh, okay. Just giving up on the fucking Katie video. Fuck her.
Jim, John, Uncle Fester, know who he's talking about. And if you're confused, who's who?
Like, because we had the biggest bunch of freaks on that show you've ever seen in your life. In the audience, I've never, like, honestly, it's like...
I'll tell you what's freaky, mate. Those white jeans. That's freaky. I've never...
Nice one, Kate. What, and your black hat? It looks really cool, does it? You're wearing a fucking black beanie inside. That's really cool, is it? Sorry, I'm just gonna, like, play her game. If you're just gonna, like, make just really shit, like, comments, like, fine, I'll just throw them back. Yeah, you're wearing a fucking... You look like you look like the most puny burglar ever. You look like you would try and burgle someone, and you would end up getting, like, burgled. Like, you'd get subdued by whoever you're trying to burgle, and they would have their way with you. That's what you look like, eh? I don't know who taught you that. I don't know what black guy said that looks good on you, but you don't. I mean, you've got tattoos anyway, so you already look fucked. But it doesn't matter, because you're not looking for my ear. I'm not the person you're, like, trying to, like... You want to obviously impress the Indians and black people. Like, don't worry about me, toots. Who am I? I'm just a fucking racist white dude. There's only a couple of, like... There's only, like, about 1 billion of us left. Or 500,000, actually. Yeah, 500 million, actually, if you've got women. But, you know, fuck that, okay? You've got a huge amount of choice. You've got all the black dudes, all the Africans, all the other black dudes, all the Chinese, and they all really like you. Yeah, alright. Well, that will probably be a nice apropos to the end of the game, won't it? Ah, yeah, look at this. I'm gonna go get that.
Yeah, like that black t-shirt for those white jeans and that gold watch and that off-centre party, that's freaky.
Sort of nightmare in the audience. What Big Brother was originally is people went on, they showed every side. Now they show the storylines they want to show, and it's a shame. You know?
That's TV, bro. Oh no, producers showing what they want to show for television. Oh, like, bro, if they actually, like, you know what's funny? If they actually wanted views and attention, they would have kept you in because you would have bought views and outrage. I mean,
that was the whole fucking problem, you idiot. The whole problem was that we just felt he was falsely removed because I think I'm remembering the story right. I just think he was falsely removed because he had an opinion which didn't align with, like, the narrative that Channel 4 now has, which is they're super woke. That's it. So you're an absolute hypocrite because you're trying to, like, say it's just people like her are just, like, they're massive components to free speech, but they're not. Women like Katie they'll be the biggest. If you gave them, like, an ounce of power, they will become the biggest furious you've ever seen. She would, like I told you about this. She would put me. I'd get sent to an island, and she'd put me in the island of, like. She would, like, anyone who has any, like, what she'd deem far right would just go into the island. Oh. Great. Can I actually lift the crane up? Oh, you can. That's actually dope as fuck. There's, like, a lot of fun to be had in this. I could probably see this, like, being someone's favorite game. There's, like, certainly, like, a lot of fun shit to do in this. I'd probably let my kids play this. Like, I wouldn't wait. Like, 'cause I'd say it's, like, more cartoony violence. Like, it's just kind of, it's good with the physics and things, isn't it? It's like. People be like, "That imp, that's so bad. You're giving your kids guns." Dude, I had, like, 2 older brothers. I was, like, playing. Like, even when I was, like, 5 or 6, my brothers had, like, the Mega Drive and the Master System. I was, like, playing, like, Operation Wolf, the game that gives you a seizure every time you shoot. The screen decides to go white for some reason, so you just sit there and just tap. It's just, like, the screen just flashes. It did actually cause people seizures in the arcade. But on that, yeah, you're just a dude with a gun. And you're like shooting the fuck out of everyone. Like, you're just one dude. And you're fucking shooting like helicopters and like fucking like tanks and shit. I remember when you die, you just get like this stupid cutscene where you see your character. It's like, I just says you've been killed in combat. And I'm just like, it's got this like really, because the music used to really scare me on the Mega Drives because it was just like 8-bit pixel sounds. So sometimes when you got like scary music, I remember like I was playing Populous. And something happened in it and it really scared me and I ran down to my dad's like I think I did the same as well. I had a shower in my parents' room and my dad had like the razor blade there and I picked it up and I cut myself and I remember like running out of the shower. I was really young, so I'm not gonna okay, it was embarrassing. I just remember like running to my mum, like, I've cut myself. And thinking back about it, it's like so true. But when you're a kid, you just think any like blood is like really bad. But I just remember like I think I was like naked. And I was like, I've cut myself. Oh, why doesn't it? I bet it does. Yeah, it probably doesn't because you have to be in a vehicle, don't you? Even though like you probably do go a very fast distance. I love all those gun turrets die. I think I remember liberating some place, and for some reason, it glitched and it didn't like remove all of those like. It didn't remove like all of those weird turret things. So for some reason, even like I'd taken over the place, and it was filled with like all these like resistant soldiers. There's just this like thing that was just like shooting and killing everything, and I was like, this is just messed up. All right, just fucking do it, boys. I mean, yeah. Gotta get a fucking water. Why is that so like gauche? Why can't I just take this place? It's just a random place. So it's just not safe. Is it like the last island? Is that where like the final bosses? All right, so I got all this to do. So I still think I'm a fair way off. Like I said, I'm not gonna like I don't gonna sit here and get everything. Probably like when I finish the game, I will go as far as probably completing all of Sargentino's missions, all of Garland's were done, and then oh, there you go. Actually, you can see. So it says there 46 out. Oh, I've barely done fuck all. You see what I mean? I can't be bothered to do that. And then this guy, because this could be quite fun, and the fact they actually show you is pretty dope. So I'll probably like do those. All right, let's just spend the next time listening to Katie, I guess.
Probably also a lot of Ofcom complaints, but that would have benefited them actually in terms of viewership. Again, you talked about your biggest nightmare being like what the trans agenda and LGBT. That my biggest fear is two tosspots sat in a room with a mic and Logic Pro, thinking all of a sudden that they're what Jack Mate's Happy Hour, Diary of a Sea. That's a bad example because, but you know, thinking that they are the next Jordan Peterson. You're not.
Oh, and what she is Katie, who is I don't even know what she did in university. I doubt it's going to be anything of any worth or any merit. She's not a doctor. She's not a professor, even though it means fuck all. She's just a woman wearing black beanie, covered in tats, loads of piercings. She is a woman, so her brain will be smaller. But I guess she's more likely to be the next Jordan Peterson, if that's even what you want to be. Because I guess that's the metric to go by. Yeah, it's just you look in society and you realize there's a reason why women were not like put in positions of being able to speak and hold authority, and women are going to say no, it's because the men were too worried that we would just be so good at what we can do, and it's not. It turns out that the reason why our ancestors did this was a very good reason. Clearly, something like this probably did happen like yonders ago, and maybe like in the year 1000 or something, they tried exactly the same thing, and after like 20 years, they said, nope, come back. Not doing that again. And it'll be the same here. We'll just have like all these like people like Katie were like in the year 2035 or like she probably would delete her account, but I hope that someone archives these. Or at least my videos will exist, so we can sort of like still hear like what she says in like from my videos. 'Cause I won't delete it, and we'll just hopefully all laugh at it. We'll just say like, we can't believe that there was a bunch of these white women who just went to like some college, sorry, university, paid like 30 grand to just get some shitty piece of paper, and all they did there was just fuck tons of immigrants and just learn to hate white people. And they come out and they just hate white people, hate anything that's all about like just kind of like trying to preserve the white race, which is dying out because you've just been told by Professor Wigner and Professor I Love Weed. So I haven't done their voices in a long time. I haven't found it very apt to do it, but it is this sort of shit. It's just she's probably like, and it doesn't help that she's got this big platform as well, because it's the saying that like Lincoln says. He even said give a man power, but we're going to use that on the the monolith of there's just humans. It's one small step for man, that sort of thing. But give a man an ounce of power, and you can like truly see what kind of person they are. And it's true. You give like women like a little bit, like 30,000 followers, and they just think they're like the big shit. They'll go around thinking that everyone should know who they are. You see it all the time. You see like these fucking influencers who've got maybe even 1 million subscribers, but that doesn't mean shit. It's like the whole Asmongold thing is always like a phenomenon as well, because I know white people do watch him. I reckon there's probably like 1 million white people who watch him, but I reckon that most of it, it's like the iceberg thing, are going to be Indians, and like I've already explained this. I think that's probably the consensus with a lot of this. It's just going to be loads of these like bugmen countries where they don't have anything better to do, so they'll never comment and they'll never say anything, but they'll just watch Western women. This is just what they'll do. They'll just sit around. So you just waste of a life, because Katie's like, in her opinion, she's like, well, I make money from this, but she's not really actually contributing anything in the greater scheme of life. She's not creating a lineage. She's not creating any, like I don't consider this. I don't think her content's going to go down and be remembered. I don't think someone's going to be looking at this in 10 years' time. I know, again, you'll say, well, no one's going to do the same with you. Well, that's true, but again, I have a legacy, and so this is just this little side project I'm doing. She'll say, well, this is my side project, but it isn't, because she's got a job. She keeps saying, like, oh, if this buckles, don't worry, I'll be able to get a job. No, you fucking won't. What experience do you have? We worked in W.H. Smith like for 4 months. It's like, maybe you'll get that. Good luck. You can find out how hard it is when you're against, like, 10,000 Indians doing the same job. And it becomes a question of, it's not even your experience. They're just now looking at, like, who can they pay less? Who can they pay less? You'll say, what is your expected salary? And it'll be like a job that's like 21 grand. And you'll be like, maybe 20 grand. And then they'll be like, and they'll just like put something, they'll probably like write on the notepad too much. Because they'll say Sanji, and it'll say he would accept 18 grand. And it'll say like Sahi, and he accept like 18 grand. And you have like Rahib, accept like 17.5 grand. And that's just what's going to happen. You just won't get the job because of that. You'll be like, well, I think I'm worth this. But some Indian person, he's going to be like, oh, sir, 18,000 is perfect for me. I live in bug house with my 15 other people, and we can just all live in bug house and just eat rice and beans all day and watch KT video and just work in Asda's. And then one day I'll be able to marry a white woman and have lots of mixed race kids, just like JD Vance. And this is what they do. And then they come here, and so the company loves it because they get cheap labor, but they don't care about like what he does in his free time. They don't care like what he does to society, which is like he's just taking assets, and he's probably like going out and going to all the charity places, just taking everything. And he's probably just like trying to sue anyone who looks at him in any way. And he's probably going to try and sue anyone at Asda's or anything. He's going to try and like slip up at work and things. It's just what you have, and then he doesn't breed with any white people because no white women really do want to like date Indian people. Like white women actually are the least likely to date out of their class, and even if they do, Indians are not number two. They'll rather sleep with black people. That's why like black people are obsessed with Indians are obsessed with black culture because they don't want to be obsessed with like white people because I told you this is the Asmongold effect. They don't want to like uh, give like good-looking white guys the attention because they know if they do that, it'll be game over for them. But they'll give like the sort of famous black guys attention because they know they fuck women and white women, and they still think they're better than black people because black and Indian people do have like this strange like they're on the same totem pole. Well, I guess they're both like slave races, and they're just like both trying to compete who's better. Otherwise, like Asians are sort of here, and then you've got like the white people at the top here. Um, and they all just hate. They're jealous. They're just like super jealous. They actually want to be like white. That's the thing, but they won't express it as like they're like gonna kiss your feet. They do that for Israel for some reason, but they don't want to do it with us. And that's the sad thing. The Indians do it to themselves because if they probably were like a suck up like race, we probably wouldn't mind them. If we actually did, if they probably were just like, let's just say like they didn't have all the stereotypical issues that they had, and they were just like super. They just were like wanting to like always. They're always like saying how in awe they are of us, and they you know they love our culture and stuff like that. I think we wouldn't have a problem with it. And like they learn English, and you know they were learning like the British culture, but not in a way where it's like they're just trying to take over it. Because I like seen loads of these like pictures where it's like Indians are like trying to replicate these like cool frat parties, and it just doesn't work. You just see these like these pictures of just like all these Indians, and there's like all these like Indian women in there, and they're all just like trying to like have those pictures you see with like the crazy like white frat American parties they used to have, but it doesn't work because they're just like losers. They just don't. I'm sorry, you just can't emulate. It's just like how white people can't emulate black people dancing. If you want to go that far, even though I think that's a bunch of bullshit. I've seen white people dance very well. So someone I who I follow because he's a smart person because that's who I follow. I don't actually follow him, but you know he picked up on the Nigel Farage thing I just talked about. He was like, I find it much easier to concentrate working from home as I can focus solely on what I'm doing and nothing else. I'm sure there are jobs where this is unproductive, but I would not be surprised if many people feel the same as I do. I wrote, boomers like him still think that all work is probably done on paper and computers don't exist. He also likely worked when it was 95% white, and mostly men too. Therefore, going into the office was worthwhile. It's not when you have an Indian boss who can't speak English and smells. It's just absolutely true. You just go into the office and it's like you've got like a fucking Indian boss who just hates you, and I'm just going to go into like my office and just be like, I don't know, a humiliation ritual. I'm just going to be like chastised by this Indian guy or this Pakistani woman. So yeah, great. I actually want to get away from you. That's why I want to work from home, and they know that, so they'll just try and drag you back in. Because that's what it is to them. It's a humiliation ritual. They know that. They know they're from Pakistan, and they know they need to like just fuck every white guy who can. Just try and not actually fuck them. They probably do want to fuck them, but just try and fuck them over. And then like when they find them, So it's like my two like sort of downsides, I suppose, of taking this, ironically, and this is just what always happens. If I take uppers, I always feel drowsy, and if I take drowsy stuff, I always feel up. That's what happens when you've got ADHD. So I always find like when I take like something like sativa, which is meant to make you, whichever one's meant to make you like docile, it always ends up making me energized. So to give you an example, like, I used to take MDMA, probably like, I haven't taken an MDMA in like absolutely ages, like before I've had kids. But that used to like, like when normal people, neurotypical people take MDMA, it makes them go like absolute schizoid, like they just want to dance for like hours and hours. It didn't with me. I basically like, when I was on MDMA, it was like people thought I was on ketamine. I remember going to like my friend's house in London, and like I bought like some. I mean, to be fair, it might. You don't even know. I don't know like what it was. It might even been ketamine. You just don't know. I think I look back on those days, and I just think I was so fucking lucky that like I didn't die. I was so lucky because I did. I probably took quite a lot. And I think my friends used to say it to me as well. Like they were like, "Are you just not worried that this might just kill you?" And I was like, "Nah, not really." It's crazy. But I mean, that back then I didn't have any kids or anything, so whatever. But it is quite common with people with ADHD. They sort of self-medicate with MDMA just because it's different. This is the problem as well. It's like kids these days don't really know, because ADHD medicine didn't really exist back then. That's why I think I was like, I don't want to like say I was a pirate, like, but I feel like now I look back at my MDMA use, I do feel like I was just trying to like self-medicate. I could have done with it is I could have microdosed it, and that probably would have worked, because that's effectively what like a lot of ADHD medication is. It's just a substrate of MDMA, ecstasy. It's just an amphetamine. I think MDMA is just the pure form of it. I don't know. I can't remember if it's like ecstasy has like a certain percentage of speed or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But I used to take it, and I used to just fucking like veg out. I used to just like absolutely feel like I was on ketamine. I used to just like, I'd take it and I'd just like sit, and my friends would just be like watching like Trailer Park Boys or something. I'd just be sat in the corner, just like, and then people would just like, "What are you taking?" I was like, "I think it's MDMA." And they're like, that doesn't seem like what MDMA should do to you. And it's like this. It's like I take it like this, and it just, for some reason I'm not tired. Like, I usually know that like around this time I start to get a bit like tired, because I'm a loser and I go to sleep really early. But I wake up really early, so it's fine. Again, it's just it's a sort of another like autistic thing you do.
That's weak.
Patriot. Patriot.
In sport and in business, efficiency is everything. Like a champion's focus, like Dell PC, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors.
Someone put a picture of like Sydney Sweeney. It says Sydney Sweeney is a basic white girl with no butt. So already you can tell like this person in posting, and it's creepy. So I'm gonna just explain everything to you. This is just so you can understand, because I use social media very much like this. It's very much getting in the head of like other people. So the person who said that is already revealed just by basically, because if you say white girl and you don't normally say that if you're not white. Sorry, if you are white, because again we're talking about the projection thing again. So there was a guy, there was a black guy, and he was posting. He posted a picture, and it was of a shitty like trailer park, and there was a guy in a Lamborghini driving it. And he posted it, and he said, "This is like the mission when you're Franklin and you have to meet Trevor." And I just replied, so it's interesting you said you picked Franklin, not Michael. And that's fine, because it's a 1 out of 2 chance, isn't it? You'd say one or the other. I would have said Michael, but it's just interesting he said Franklin. So he didn't say anything, it's just a comment. But it's just, this is the kind of same thing. So his profile picture, right? And this is like, again, what the black people like to do. It's a picture of Tatsumaki, who's from One Punch Man. And she's a bit of an awkward character, because she's a very big contest for being a lolly, because she's like, for some reason her body seems to have stinted 14 or 15 years old, and for whatever reason, I don't think they ever really explain it ever in the series as well. She just like openly admits that she's like 40 or 50. But they never really explain like why. Is it like her psychic powers do that or something? Maybe they do. I don't care. But whatever. Anyway, she's like a 40-year-old, but she looks like she's 15 or 16, and she's also wearing like she wears like this dress where it's like a black dress, and it's always ambiguous whether she's wearing underwear or not. I think she is, because there is actually a scene which is disgusting in itself, but whatever. So he's got her, but it's not just her. That's one thing. Black people can't do that. Black people hate using IPs that aren't made by black people. So what he's done is he's taken her and he's put her in some kind of black baseball cap, and she's wearing like some kind of like t-shirt that she never has worn in the series. And that's like your proper like chef's kiss of what black people do. They're not creative enough to invent stuff, and this is what we've learned. It's like there's no black people who are able to like really, and it's true with Africa. Look at Africa, and it's like they haven't invented anything. Like, they didn't have a will. They didn't fucking have language. They didn't have written language. They didn't have barely any artifacts. Their cuisine is shit. All their cuisine is like just beans and rice. It's shit. They've got no like actual major proper cities that haven't had intervention from white people. Before white people came into Africa, they didn't have, the tallest building was something like 5 stories high or something like that. That's like, they couldn't build any higher than that. They just didn't know modern architecture. Meanwhile, like, we've been building shit. Like, go to Rome and you get a lesson. Like, black people probably hate going to Rome. Black people probably hate Rome because it just makes them feel shit. They go to Rome. Like, I go to Rome and I'm like in awe, because I'm like, ooh, these people kind of like, and I was like just looking at all the like fantastic artwork, Sistine Chapel, everything's beautiful, the Spanish Steps, Trevi Fountain, it's all beautiful, absolutely lovely. This black person's gonna go. He's gonna get really angry because he's gonna know he's like he will like go on Google and he'll type in Kenya and he'll like look at Kenya. He'll see like the safari and stuff, but then he'll like see like the most of it and like, the people there and just kind of like how rich they are, and like he'll realize that, and then he'll have a huge chip on his shoulder. So then he'll go to like Rome and he'll like see all of this and he'll like try and break everything, just try and destroy it all. That's what you have to do. I don't know how I'd ever find that information out of it. There's some questions of AI that I just know you can't ask, but I would like to be able to. So like, how many black people don't want to go to Rome because they feel like racially insufficient? Grog's like, you're banned from, like, you've been blocked by Grog. Oh, I think I'm done with this. I don't suppose. I was just dogging on Kales.
Marcus Wolfridge with the... That's a bad example, because... But, you know, thinking that they are the next Jordan Peterson. You're not. You're just a twat with a mic. And so am I, but at least I know my place.
So again, like, look at like... We're looking at her views here. 45,000 views in 3 days. I mean, that's not... I'm not going to scoff at that. Absolutely, but I just can't see how that is actually lucrative. That ain't big. I have a job. I don't care. So you can say whatever. No. I would never get a view. Well, that's fine. I know that. I've made myself as poisonous as possible. If anyone joins me, you're my dog. If anyone's actually listening to this, and you like seriously, like, you're on the peak of a mountain, dude. You don't know it, but you're on the peak of a mountain. Or girl, it'd probably be a dude. But like the goy slob. She's like she should be getting loads of views because she's anti-white, loves black people, loves immigrants. Is a white woman who is like of like a youngish age. She should be milking it. This should be like her massive debut. Do you know what I mean? This is the sort of shit Pearl Davis would have loved. You know, you're on the algorithm. You've been picked up. You're not doing porn, but you're still making good money. So this is like a dream. This is like a meal ticket, isn't it? So I just feel like when I'm seeing Katie and she's got 45k views, I'm like, that doesn't sound like it. So, and she's not pumping videos out every day either. Like Nicholas Diorio, he gets like that. He's got less viewers than her as well. But he drops videos every day because he knows like that's on the grind is. I mean, I said this already, but it is unfortunately is the grind. It's just that he's gonna have like I don't know how his accounts manage it, but he's probably paid some of that. But it's just that every video is gonna like make residual income. I don't know if they just. I hope they they combine it and they just tell you at the end of the month, but I doubt they do. So I might do a breakdown. I don't know how it works, but like I'm just saying, if you've got like he's probably got like 500 videos, and each one of those are like monetized, and you've got to like, sit there and you've got to like fucking add all your like cents that you get. Cause probably there's a couple of his videos you only get like I don't know $1.50 from it because it's like 5 years old nowadays. It'd be like a video he made where he's like, "Why iDubbbz is the coolest person on the internet." And he'll do like a video on that. There'll still be some fucking Indian people who watch it, so like get like a couple of cents from it. But Kay's not doing that. She's not making enough content because these days are gone now. You can't get away with doing one video a week. I mean, look at me, but I'm straight and wide, so I failed for that. But you do, if you want to like compete against like the more hungry people, you need to be doing it probably like at least 3 times a week, I think. And no offense, Katie, I'm doing this, and I'm just saying this off the cusp, and I have a job and I've got kids. So I don't really think it's good enough. I know you got to edit shit, but that's a you problem. That's what I think. This is what a lot of people need to understand. Is like it's not really our fault if it takes you ages to make stuff. We don't care. We're the ones giving you money. You're meant to entertain us. So if it takes you like this long to make a video, maybe you need to think about hiring people or I don't know, coming up with a new system or something. Maybe you just film like 3 or 4 of these in a day, like most people do, and you can change your outfit. And people won't notice. It's just a little trick people do. And you just film 4 of them in a day, and you can just do different topics, and you can send them off to 4 different editors, and then they send them back, and then you have 4 videos. It's not hard. You probably don't even need to hire 4 different editors. You can probably just hire 1. Just give them that. Or get your simp boyfriend to probably do it. But just doing it 1 a month, I don't think is that good. She'll probably like cope and say she's making loads of money, but women lie. I don't believe anything women really say. I know it's not sexist. I think it's survivalist. I think if you're a man and you don't do that, you're actually probably like you're just gonna get fucked.
And so am I, but at least I know my place. Anyway.
You don't know your place. You don't know your place. You absolutely don't know your place. This is the thing. You're in the grand scheme of society. You're not big. You're tiny, and I'm tiny as well. Don't get that wrong. I'm not, but I'm just gonna keep saying it. I've got kids, so like at least even if I'm tiny to some people, I'm big to other people. So. She's fallen for the goy slob. She's fallen for like the Jewish, just work until you're 35, then get your bag queen, and then decide to have kids. Don't do it now where you're in your most fertile. Do it when you're in like your late 30s, when you've got like gonna have complications and stuff. That's the way to do it. And then you can only have like 2 children as well because you're. I mean, there's that video that's going viral at the moment where it's like this woman who holds a baby for the first time, and then she's like, "I want to have 8 kids." I think maybe this is what Katie needs. She needs to. I mean, she probably doesn't have many friends who've got kids. I think she probably just needs to like hold a child, and then she might just push her reset button. She'll just realize that brownoids aren't worth it. She'll be like, "Fuck these brownoids. This baby's much more fun to get attention from." Like, why do I want a bunch of brown and Indian guys who are just masturbating to me when I can just have my own child who just actually loves me? But Kay doesn't know that. She's been convinced by Professor Wigner. It's like, oh yes, do not have white children. They are evil. They'll just be pedophiles when they grow up. You just make content online, and loads of Indian men will masturbate to you, and black men, and they'll use AI to put you in nudes as well. Because this is also the next scam as well. Is that people like me, for example, people like Import are kind of protected because Indian people don't want to really put his face on like for porn. And even if they did, I wouldn't really care. I actually would probably find it funny. If you actually want to crop my face on porn, like, I don't know what you'd do. Would you put me as the stud nailing the woman, or would you put my face over the woman? Because both would be very funny. Because if I'm the stud nailing the dude, that would be like funny because like, how's that even a diss? Like, it's not. I don't think there's so much. I think I did watch that, and they do go through a lot of shit. But I think like. You don't get that stigma, I don't think. I think if you're a bloke and they say, what do you do as a job? And you're like, oh, I'm a porn star. I think a lot of dudes will give you a high five and say, oh, that's fucking badass, man. How many hoys do you bang every, like, you get respect for that. Because they know it's not it's hard as a bloke. Because again, the other fallacy of porn is women just sit there. Because women don't need to, like, get erect. So they can just sit there and they can just get fucked by anyone they want. That's why, like, Bonnie Blue. If a man, let's just say, like, hypothetically, a dude had to, like, was going to try, let's just say they didn't have like that the recovery system, but a bloke had to like physically get erect for 1,000 dudes or women. Nah, they wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think they could be able to do it. I don't think a bloke would be able to like actually get hard for like 1,000 women, especially the sort of women who would be queuing up to do it. Do you see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say to you is, hypothetically, if I opened up like this isn't going to happen because this isn't how society works, but I opened up something and I was like, I'm going to be at this hotel. Any women who want to fuck me, come to this room. The sort of women who probably would go are going to be horrible, and I wouldn't be able to get an erection. I'd probably have to take Viagra. I don't even know if I'd be able to come. That's the only thing. I don't know. The women don't need to worry about that. If Bonnie Blue wants to get fucked and railed by 1,000 blokes, and like she can do that because she doesn't have to get erect, does she? She just has to sit there with a hole open. So that's why, like, I think blokes as well, even in porn, they get like a certain, because blokes know like actually to like perform when you got a camera in front of you as a bloke is really difficult. It's not hard as a woman, Katie, because all you have to do as a woman is you can just sit there and just go but when you're a bloke, you have to actually like get hard, and that's actually really hard to do. If you ever try to fuck a woman you're not attracted to, it isn't easy. It really isn't easy.
Skipping that nonsense.
I need to make my own luck. It's high time I pulled my finger out and
I mean, Katie's probably fucked a load of dudes she doesn't find attractive, but women don't need to do anything. They just sit there, like I said. But blokes trying to fuck women they don't find attractive. Oh, that's impossible.
I'm starting myself. I've always been quite entrepreneurial. Had a
I can't make this up. I've always been quite entrepreneurial. Yeah. If this isn't David Brent, I don't know what is. This is brilliant. You are the biggest twat I may have ever seen. I mean, you know, arguably the least dangerous twat I've ever had on my channel, because it's like, no one's listening to this idiot, right? Except idiots that are even lower intelligence than this idiot, right?
Yeah, remember, Kay's like a mental genius. She has like a litany of like proof of that. Like the fact that she has a big YouTube channel, instant genius. You can't get a big YouTube channel unless you're a genius. It's just that's it. Loads of toys. I don't have loads of toys. She's obviously really clever. She's gone to uni. I mean, I've gone to higher education as well, but because, again, I've said this before, she's a woman, she probably has worked harder for it, or there'd be some fallacy that like she's just better at it because she went to uni. She's gone there more modern. She's gone there more recently. Sorry. She's wearing a hat indoors, just badass. I mean, I was wearing a Christmas hat, but I was doing it ironically. But she's doing it because it's cool, and that's being a trendsetter. And like, some of us aren't like, I've been wearing the same fucking like jumper. I'm aware of that, but I'm not a trendsetter. Like, hey, I'm not cool. What can I say? The fact that her brain is just physically smaller doesn't mean anything. That's all bullshit. In nature, when they always sometimes say the male, he's slightly bigger than the female. That doesn't mean anything. That's just bullshit. That's just code. That's just because the women are actually just as strong, but they're just their muscles are just a little bit more powerful. That's it. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just great to watch a female white influencer just pick on a straight male ginger, so he's already going to be being bullied. But because he's got different opinions to Katie, that's fine. She's allowed to do and say what she wants, and that's fine. She can do what she wants, and I can do what I want. So I'm not going to hate her for it, but this is the game. It's just what she wants to do.
But
few ideas that I've tried and tested over the years, but I thought, what's everybody doing now? What's the craze? Everyone's on YouTube. Everyone's building a personal brand.
shout out to my YouTube. You know what's funny is this guy reminds me of those people that do shrooms for the first time and then they go, I've had an ego death. I've seen.
I bet Kay is probably not cool enough to have ever been offered drugs. Or if she was, she would be like, oh, no, I'm not going to do drugs. It's just, I'm not going to do that. She'd probably go to the dean. She'd tell him the dean. Because there'd be white people who'd offer it to her as well. It's like, these people are trying to offer me mushrooms. And they try to squeeze my ass. They're like, well, we better get rid of them right away. And they'd get rid of them. And then she'd be like, come on, Tyrone, let's go back to mine and you can SA me again. I'll get a couple more tattoos on my hands so when I jerk you off, you can see Thunderbolts. Why did you get Thunderbolts in your hands?
The lie, and it turns out it's just basic level empathy. You've discovered that other people have lives too. That's what this is. That's what he's like. Do you just know that these philosophical concepts that he comes up with, I came up with when I was 7?
Building an audience.
I'd be surprised if Kay wasn't still wetting the bed when she was sorry, I would be surprised if she wasn't still wetting the bed when she was I could probably go a bit further, but I'm not going to because she probably could sue me. But I'm just saying, if there was ever a input unchained, I'm still holding back a lot on what I'm saying. This is because it's one of the things I was reminiscing with. When me and my friends used to actually hang out together, we used to talk about some absolutely fucking filthy shit. I'm not even gonna bother, but it was all just jokes. But we just did push the boundaries. It's every now and then, when I used to go to my old friend's house, we'd play Super Smash Bros. And all the stupid names, because you could make these custom names, they would save. And they were just some of the most vile things I've ever seen. Just the N-word, just N-word sympathizer. Aladdin's ball bag. I hate Alice. Some stuff I can't say. I don't care because they do it. They're in their mosques and they do it. They're in their mosques. They just probably sit there and just say how much they hate white people. No, we don't. That's really racist. But yes, you do. Fuck off. I know you.
Connecting.
I'm not an idiot.
The best way to do that is using the tool ever invented of the World Wide Web.
What's quite funny is this guy reminds me of me sometimes, right? All words, no substance. I like to think that I've got a little bit more substance than this, but sometimes it feels like you want to punch up. You want to.
She is right. I did say that. There's been a few times where she's just gone on some strange like diatribe, and I notice women do it. It's word salad. I remember like being in a disciplinary with like this fucking bitch woman who went to an all-girls school, and they're always the worst because when you go to an all-girls school, they had no male and no strong male influence to kind of tell them no. And she went on maternity leave for like a year as soon as I started work. And during that time, when I was that year I was away, I was able to get like really, really good. Like my rapport with like, the customers really good to the extent that like I got in with this guy, and he was just like he was the perfect person for me to be friends with because he was like this like quite senior engineer, and for whatever reason he just sort of had a shine to me, and I worked on him for a whole year, just like talking to him, going through shit. And eventually he like opened up and he revealed this like insanely good project that would probably put our company on the map. And the woman who came back from like maternity leave just came back around that time. And I was like telling her about it, and I think she just already just had this like issue with me because I think people had like told her like how good I was doing and things. She was starting to feel intimidated by me. So although I kept telling her about this like project, she just kept ignoring it. Because she just didn't want to probably like let me have any like praise from it. And then it like got to a point where like something happened with an account, and it was like barely anything. Something happened with one of my accounts, but it was barely anything. It was just like there was a small issue, but I basically resolved it. But anyway, she used that as a chance to try and like get me fucked. So she put me into a disciplinary. She sent me a disciplinary like the day before Christmas holiday. So I broke up for Christmas. I had like 2 weeks off, and she sent me the disciplinary like at like 4:30 on the Friday. I didn't look at it because I actually closed my laptop at 4, so I was lucky I didn't have that grief over me. But she did that on purpose because she knew I would be dwelling on that for 2 weeks. Women do this. They're Machiavellians. They know what they're doing. They're not stupid. So anyway, I came back in January, and I like obviously saw this. I was like, oh god. Right. And we went into the disciplinary, and I think she just expected me to just like sit down and just apologize, but I didn't because like I'm autistic, and that means like I'm not going to like accept things if they're not true. So I was just, as an autistic person, I was just telling the truth, and they could ask me as many times as I wanted. I was just like, no, this is what happened. This is the day it happened. You're getting your dates mixed up because they were like trying to like blend some shit that didn't happen. I was like, this didn't happen. You're making this up. And I like the first disciplinary, because we ended up doing 3 of them. Because what they were trying to do was they were trying to exhaust me. They were trying to mentally exhaust me. So they were trying to like do this disciplinary for like an hour. They were just spent it just like dogging on me. But I was just too arrogant because I knew like this is all bullshit. I just knew this is all conjecture. Because I knew like, for example, she'd only been back for like a week. I was like, how do you even know all of this? It's all bullshit. So I was just holding my own, but then at the back of my mind, I knew this was fucked because in the back of my mind, I said, no matter how this goes, even if I manage to like clamber on and survive, this relationship's fucked because I just know that my 3 bosses are like in it together to conspire against me. So, and I think they realized that because towards the end, when they were like trying to like, they had to pay me out, so just basically not talk, and I was just like. My immediate manager, whose name's James, so it doesn't matter what his last name. I always hated him, but the mask had just come off at this point because it was after the disciplinary. He was like, "Oh, I think the CEO wants to talk to you about some kind of like settlement." I just said to him, I was like, "What happened, man? Like, why are you doing this to me?" I was like, "Why did you? Like, do you feel good doing this?" You got like your 2 women bosses. And you're like a bloke, and you're like just happy with this, you just know You can lie. I said something like you can lie and say you don't believe me what I'm saying, but you just know, and it will just come out. You know what I'm saying is true. And I said, "Are you proud about this?" And he just didn't say anything. I was like, but I think part of me thinks that he actually hated the fact. I think because he wasn't. He was my like boss, but the bitch who went to the all woman school was like his boss. So I think like I think he was pissed off at the system as well. I think he knew that this bitch woman who worked there was an absolute asshole. It was just like one of these modern women who has never had a bloke say anything to her. And I think that happened because she in the first disciplinary, she like talked for like 50 minutes and didn't pause at all. To the point where, like, it got to like 5 minutes to the hour. I said, "Are you going to give me a chance to say anything?" And she like abruptly tried to cut me out. She said, "Don't interrupt me while I'm talking." I was like, "You're not letting me say anything." We literally just sat here for like 45 minutes. And I think even her hearing me talk like that, she didn't like it because there's all these women who've been out, women like Katie, women like her, women like my Pakistani boss. They never, ever, ever had anyone, especially a male, say anything negative to them because they would have like been brought up with their dad, and their dad would just give them the princess treatment. They go to university, and every brown and black person wants her to suck their dick, so they're gonna like give her the best attention. And because they're black and Indian or like Muslim, they're gonna like really, really treat her like a god because it's like they want this. This is like the best thing to them. They shouldn't be able to sleep with white women, but they are for some reason. There's some reason they are here. So I think when some women actually get told no, it breaks them. They've never had it happen to them before. There are just some people in life who just have never ever had an issue. They live in this perfect bubble, and if you actually have the balls to say no to them, it breaks them. They can't handle it. But whatever. If you've got women as your boss, you just I don't know. It's probably just gonna be a losing battle eventually. If you're a man and you have a woman who's a boss and you notice that she's just kind of being a bit funny with you, I really just my only advice is just to try and like don't go into any meetings where you're not recorded. If you want to have any Skype calls, or sorry, not Skype, Microsoft Team calls, record them. That's what I started doing because I noticed that like as soon as they got back, they were just trying to like pin me on anything. So I just said, as soon as I started the call, I just went, "Do you mind if I just record it?" And I just like put the record on immediately. And then if they like had any issue, I'd just be like, "What's the problem? Like, surely you're just gonna talk to me. You've got nothing to hide." And then they knew that what I was doing, and they got really annoyed. But like, fine, I don't care. I'm not gonna just go on your like shitty team call and just get berated for like 30 minutes because you've got like issues with your husband or something. That's not my problem.
Yeah, George, I bet you sparked some real intellect in that house. I bet there were just such intense academic vibes floating around because of you.
And later on that year.
So she's just repeated the same shitty joke. She already said some bullshit about like, and I even commented on it. I was like, "What does that even mean?" And she's just said it again. So again, this is why her views are only 45k. I know you're going to say, "Well, input your views are nothing," but I know the reason why. I'm not allowed to say it. No one's allowed to say it. If I was black and fat, I'd have billions of views. But I'm not black and fat, am I? I'm white, and people hate white people, and I'm male. I'm the one that everyone wants to be. No one wants to like me, but everyone wants to be me. So you can suck my white cock.
Yeah, I saw one of the George, I'm not meant to tell you this, but if you apply next year, I think you're going to get it. Wow. So I did, and I applied. And,
Oh.
He just...
No. All right. Okay. I'm really sorry. Okay. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. So I was wrong. The video's gone back. Kay didn't do that. I'm not gonna like be a dick. Fine. I only say that because I know she's got so many other things. So I don't need to do this, but I was wrong. Or the video's gone back.
Yeah, I just thought... And having audio quality...
Yeah, it's gone way back.
No, who are you talking about? And if you're... Who's who?
Like,
That's freaky. I've never seen... Like, that black t-shirt for those white jeans... You're thinking all of a sudden that they're... What? Jack May's happy hour? Dire...
I need to make my own look. It's high time I pulled my finger out and came up with something myself. I've always been quite entrepreneurial.
And also, like, the comments are pathetic. 236 comments. It's just this is a dying channel. I just can't think. Like, and this is what the people do. These women join when they're like prime age, which is like, instead of having children, why don't you just make a YouTube channel? They don't actually say it like that, but the premise being is that you give like a woman loads of money, she doesn't want to have kids because it's just not what women really. They haven't been programmed to do that. If you give a man loads of money, you know what they do? They save it because they want to use it to like have a family. Do you know what women do when they have loads of money? They don't save it because they just want to spend it on themselves because it's just they're hedonistic and that's what they want to do. It's the same with like that's why men don't care when women are rich. If like a bloke is dating Katie, that guy probably doesn't care, or he probably will because he's a sim. That's different. But most like high value men aren't gonna give a fuck if you're dating. Like I'll give you like an anecdote, a bit of evidence. It's like, I think female lawyers are some of the most lonely people in the world. And I know it's really funny because I remember there was like an episode of like Futurama. I remember Futurama's made by a lot of Jewish smart people. And I just remember there was like an episode where like Bender has to like make a show and it's called like Single Female Lawyer. And I just thought that's a really strange string of words. And then I was like thinking about it and I was like, well, that's weird that like female lawyers seem to be the ones that are the most single, and it's weird these Jewish people seem to be like on the show. So, and people are like, oh, did they predict it? And I think like we need to start actually saying, instead of did the Simpsons predict things or Futurama predict things, maybe ask, did the people at Futurama and the Simpsons know about these things? Well, I don't know why they wouldn't. They're famous and rich, and they're probably part of a system. How do we know some of the emails that have like, been redacted on from, like, I don't know, some of these people? We don't know. But it's just interesting, isn't it? It's just like every time you sort of see The Simpsons, like, Simpsons predicted it, Simpsons predicted it, Simpsons predicted it. It gets to a point where you think, is it possible that they could have just sort of been people who are in control of actually how things work? Do you know what I mean? It's like it's easy for someone to be a fortune teller if they can control the future. You know what I mean?
Oh, I can't make this up. I've always been quite entrepreneurial. Yeah. If this isn't David Brent, I don't know what is. This is brilliant. You are the biggest twat I may have ever seen. I mean, you know, arguably the least dangerous.
Oh wait, I've got.
Ideas I've tried and tested over the years, but
people that do shrooms for the first
Oh,
time.
here you go.
Like, do you just know that these philosophical concepts that he comes up with, I came up with when I was 7?
building an audience,
Yes, yeah.
connecting with the audience. The best way to do that is using the finest marketing tool ever invented, the World Wide Web.
What's quite funny is this guy reminds me of me sometimes, right? All words, no substance.
Yeah.
I like to think that I've got a little bit more substance than this, but sometimes it feels like you want to punch up, you want to seem more intelligent than you actually are, you want to use big crazy words, you want to, I mean, not that I think what he's saying is crazy, but you know what I'm saying, like, he's trying so hard to sound intelligent that it makes him sound like a character.
There is something really ironic about someone losing the words to describe someone trying to be more intelligent. There's a sort of subtle irony about that, which Kay won't understand, but that's because I'm a covert narcissist.
I think that's the best way to summarize him.
Never heard of it, but it's true. It's 24/7. You could be in Brazil, you could be in bloody Haiti, and get to know me if I've got content out there. That's why you're smashing it on a podcast. People know who Terry Stone is.
To be honest, look, dude, I'm gonna be really honest. I have mad respect for this guy, and I've started to do this as well. Like, ever since I've started to learn about just like how everyone wants to end us, especially Katie, like she would just put me on an island and just like let me rot. Like, I have just started to become a lot more, what's the word, wholesome towards other white people, and I just think that's what we have to do now going forward. Just don't buy anything from people of color. Don't work in their businesses. Don't go to the vape shops. Don't do anything. Like, don't go to the Turkish barbers. Don't go out for curry. Go support your actual white businesses. Go find white. I do that. I actually know there's like a specific white place. I'll go there. I don't care. I want to give them my money. I don't want it. I don't like curry, so I never go there. I rarely get taken anyway. I never go to vape shops, but if I did, I'd probably definitely never go to one which was like got Indian people in it. It's just what you got to do. You got to make it as unhospitable as possible for them. You got to just, if you're not allowed to legally do stuff, which isn't illegal, then you can do stuff like this. It's not racist. It's not illegal for me to say that. It's not illegal for me to just give advice to do that. How can you prove that like someone is just racially not picking somewhere because of their race? Do you see what I mean? Like, how can you say that? Like, oh, let's go to every black person who just goes to some reason only goes to the Caribbean store and say, why? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore. Why am I doing this? I'm not even meant to be playing this.
Because you're putting content out there, you're sticking with it. Good luck.
Terry Stone.
No, I wasn't.
Terry Stone connection. Does anyone know who Does anybody here know Terry Stone? If you're doing so well, Terry, why do you have Sour Susan on? Sorry, not Sour, George Gilbert. Mr. Gilbert, if you will. In-betweeners reference.
A dictatorship's the one.
Did you get that? In-betweeners reference. I'm so glad you said that, because I would have been lost. I would have been like, who's Mr. Gilbert? And it's like, what does that even mean? Like, what does it mean to compare Mr. Gilbert to that? Because this is, if we're going to dissect it, it's like you could have just said Mr. Gilbert and left it, but because you added from the in-betweeners, it's like now you're making a direct comparison. If you just left it, you just said, oh, Mr. Gilbert, then you could have left it ambiguous and people would have just maybe picked up that you were referencing in-betweens. But because you specified now, it is like you made that connection to the in-between. I'm supposed to now parallel Mr. Gilbert to him? I suppose, like, okay, well, like Mr. Gilbert was like a very stoic gentleman. I wouldn't say he was like incompetent. He was just very like, I guess he was just very stoic and a bit like professional and just didn't take shit from people. I'd say like probably people would call, yeah, like people like Katie would call him like toxic masculinity. But in my opinion, no, he was probably a good headmaster. I think he did just like put people in their place because he knew they were kids and that was what they needed to do. I don't think Mr. Gilbert was like a particularly like evil or wrong character. He was just the anti-hero because he was like the it's like the dean of like whatever the school he went to.
The West is going. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but
Oh, yeah, that's a hard one, George. I don't know. Could it be good? It might be. Let's hear the positives.
I definitely think democracies are flawed.
I mean, what am I doing? I sometimes feel like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what am I doing? It's like you watch an episode of Key so bad, I start to have an existential crisis. I don't like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing in my life? It's just the best I can offer society. I feel like I'd be doing so much better stuff, but I'm not yet. Not yet. The world's not ready yet.
It might be. Let's hear the positives.
I definitely think democracies are flawed in certain ways. Should everyone deserve a vote? I don't believe so. I think you should only be able to vote if you've got a job and you're contributing to the economy.
I think it should be more than that. I think it should be much more than that. It shouldn't just be if you have a job. If you're a woman, you have to be married And the husband is the one who approves if you should be allowed to vote. And if you don't think that's right, you got to think about it. Because otherwise you're just going to get all these women who are just going to have these sham marriages. Oh, actually, that might not work. Have a kid? Women can only vote, they have kids? But no, because you could just get loads of single mums, again, who are just like, fuck the system over. Oh, it's so hard. I just can't see it. Women can't do it. You not remember the fucking story of Adam and Eve? That is an allegory to life. Why is it that they've made this so obvious and we can't see it? The allegory for Adam and Eve is you can't trust women because you get offered paradise and a woman's going to ruin it. But for some reason we're not allowed to see that. We have to look at it in a billion different ways. That like actually Apple defines the responsibilities that women are supposed to take on them. So her eating the apple is actually her refusing society, even though we're in God's paradise has deemed on her. Some bullshit that Katie would come over.
If you're just one of these.
Oh my god, the irony of that sentence. Oh, George, wait till you hear about the job market. Wait till you hear about the job market. You're struggling to get a job, right?
I just said this. I said this to Kate. I think she's going to be in for a huge rude awakening when this does dry up. I'm not kidding you. Like, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm a masochist. I'm a sociopath and a narcissist. I'm not really I'm a sociopath. But, I find this somewhat funny. I actually can put these on the background and I listen to them and I think they're funny. I find myself very funny, and that's really arrogant, but that's actually, you'll find the best way to live in life. When you realize you don't need other people to entertain you, you're in heaven. You can just sit here and just do whatever you want. Oh, I love listening to the sound of my own voice. Fucking brilliant. I don't need people like Kay and her Indian friends and her black friends to tell me shit. I am my own cheerleader. You see what I mean? Once you become your own cheerleader, you're invincible. I don't need to have a bunch of like fucking idiots telling me like I'm good. I know I'm good. Kay doesn't like that. She knows she needs the Indian people to tell her she's good, because she's not. She's never going to be as good as me. I'm a bloke. Like I'm like, well, where do you want to go with this? I am just stronger than her. I'm sorry. Like, look at her. She's got little chicken arms. Like, do you think she could beat me? Look at the size of my like wrists, for example. Like, these are good choking wrists. I probably shouldn't say that. This is all just that's not what I want to do to her. I'm just explaining. Like, so I remember someone telling me that before. Someone went up to me and said, you've got forearms that'd be good for choking people. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So what's that even mean? So like that's one like problem she's got to deal with, is that ultimately, if you're gonna like go man versus women, you got Katie wearing her like black burglar outfit. Maybe she could have a gun, but you remember, like, her counterpart's gonna be a bloke who's going to be stronger than her, like 1.5 times more muscular and stronger and better, and just able to hold the gun better, shoot the gun better without recoil. Because guns are really, really heavy, and like even if Katie has like a Magnum, she probably fires it, she'll probably the recoil, like break her wrist or something like that. Or she'll just be too scared to even do it, because women are like that. They'll talk a big game, but if she actually probably did have to like do the coup de grace on someone, she'd be like, I can't do it. I'm going to get too traumatized doing it. Which is, again, why men and women are different, but she won't tell you that.
Because the job market's shafting you in the bum hole really hard.
Oh, in the bum hole, in the bum hole. Sometimes I'm gonna say like really rude words, like actually, what she doesn't actually say really rude words actually, but bum holes, it just tickled me. It just seemed. I don't think asshole is like particularly rude, but she has to like play that. She has to play the line. Remember, Kay's a badass, right? And she's cool and really hard, but she's got to play the game. She's not like me. I'm gonna say whatever. Well, I don't actually say. I don't say whatever. But at least I say fucking shit. I say asshole, so I don't care. There's certain words I'm not allowed to say, but it's only because I'm aware I'll go to prison if I say them, which is bullshit. I don't agree with that, but I'm smart enough and I'm aware of that. I'm not going to poke the bird. But there are words I'd be happy to say, but I'm just not allowed to say it. And the other thing as well is like it's like a cognitive bias because again, Katie doesn't realize how lucky she is that she is a white woman. The enemies of the West have essentially realized the best way to disrupt the West is to big up the women so much they don't want to fuck the white men, and that will theoretically ruin the white race. And that's essentially it. That's it in a nutshell. That's what feminism is. So every Indian woman knows that she should just fucking breed as much as she can. Every Muslim woman knows she should just fucking breed. Every black person knows they just sit there and just make babies. It's only women like Katie who for some reason don't think so. And you'll ask her and she'll always say like, oh, I don't think it's right now. I'm not in the right moment now. And you just say like, why is it then that a Muslim woman or an Indian woman just wants to have like 8 kids, but you don't for some reason? So well, I don't know. It's just yeah, but we are dying. There's like 1.4 billion Indians. We don't need any more Indians. Seriously, we don't need any more Indians. We don't need more Africans either. We don't. They're not benefiting in it. They're not giving us anything. Do you want to just be really honest, Katie? The Africans aren't giving us anything. They keep breeding, but they're not doing anything. At least they were breeding, right? And they were doing something like building a massive rocket that could take us to Mars. I'd be alright with that, but they're not, Katie. They're just breeding like cockroaches, and they just take our aid. We just got Bob Geldof just sitting there giving them $1 trillion of aid, and they've done nothing with it. All their country looks fucked. And then, as soon as they remove the white people from their countries, they just end up just fucking the country up because they just want to go back to like living in huts. And we should let them do that. That's what they want to do. We don't want. So they don't want to be here. And I think that's what we need to understand. I keep saying this to you. We don't need this to be a nasty event. I just think in general, when you see all these like African Americans who are really angry and things, I do just generally think I think if they went back to Africa, they would probably be alright. They'd probably enjoy it. They would be. I think I'm not trying to be racist. I just think they probably would. They'd just be with loads of black people, even though the quality of where they live is worse. They'd probably enjoy it more because they don't care about like the technology. I don't think they don't really care about all of that. What they actually care about is like the community. They want to like all be together in like a big tribe. And they all want it literally, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we should. It was cruel for us to take them out of it. So when we take them back, that's just probably what they'll do. We'll just stick them in Africa and we'll leave them alone. As long as they're on good behavior, we'll just leave them alone. I think everyone will be fine with that. And we'll be fine with like Africa like making their own shit. If they want to like have like their own incredible basketball team, fine, let them have it. If they want to make their own insane rap music, go for it. But just do it in Africa. Just don't need to be connected to us. They'll probably just find that like the amount of people who will buy it, they won't make as much money because there's going to be like no white people buying it. The only reason like it's worth money now is because black people in America are getting American salaries. So when they're paying like the money for the rap albums, it's not as much money as they'll get when they're in Africa. If you're going to be working in Africa, you're probably getting like a couple of dollars an hour, maybe an hour, yeah. So you're not going to fuck around and spend it on some shitty music, are you? But black people in America will because they have to get paid like $8 an hour because it's minimum wage. So they will spend it on shit.
Them better your country to get you a job, but you can't. Don't think about having a say in how the country's ran. Don't think about trying to vote for a country where you might be able to get a job.
Leeches on university.
He does. He's literally talking about the issues at the moment. I don't understand. It's like he's the whole reason in this mess is because he's mentioned something about Jews, which is anti-Semitic. But guess what, Kate? Everything's racist. Everything's anti-Semitic. So who cares? This is the discourse you should really be kind of riding on. It's not shaming this guy because, oh no, he was anti-Semitic. Because guess what, Kate? There's a fucking flood of people, and guess what? Your Muslim friends, they all massive anti-Semites. Go ask your Muslim friends how much they love the Jews. They'll probably lie to you because they use these takia. They'll say to you they love them or they have no problem with them, but they're lying to you, Kate. They're lying. I'm not lying to you, but the truth hurts. So you don't want to listen to me because the truth hurts. You'd rather listen to the Muslim guy who lies and just tells you everything's right, because that's how women work. You don't like me because I tell the truth. You love the Muslim guy because he tells you what you want to hear.
Credit, doing sweet all with your life. Why should you have a say in how the country is being run? It's bollocks.
So we want to get into the slippery slope of deciding who contributes enough to society to have a vote. Okay? And look, I don't want to get into the subject of universal credit. I think, again, it's another tactic used by the government.
Where did... there you go. This is Katie with her, like, socialism shirt. There you go. I just think all the billionaires should just give all the money to all of us, and then we can all live really well. I think that would work really good. Look at Africa.
To make us focus on other groups of people and try and blame other people for how our tax money has been spent. I quite frankly don't really care. It's the same when people say, what about fat people taking up...
Yeah, she just doesn't care, dude. Look, you want to come in the arena, you want to, like, make an opinion. Look, Katie doesn't care. It doesn't matter. She's going to cherry pick what she wants to pick out. She wants to, like, have fun, take the piss of your appearance, take the piss of, like, you having been friends with your mom, taking the piss out of, like, how little sex you have. That's all cool. That's fine. That's really funny. That's like proper leftist, like, humor. You want to talk about taxes and shit? Fuck that. That's boring. Only losers talk about taxes, dude. That's lame. Boring. Like, who cares, dude? I'm not interested in that. Because actually what Katie's doing is this is what we refer to as deflecting. She's aware that there is a biased situation at the moment where blokes are basically... It's not blokes, but it's mostly... Well, it's people who earn over, like, a good amount of money, but it's probably going to impact blokes the most because most women don't. Because women usually just rest and they hope that their husband's going to do it. So she probably does know, because it's probably not... But leftists are really good at just playing stupid and pretending they don't get things when they don't want to talk about it. It doesn't work with me, because it just comes across as you're being like, it just shows you're ignorant, I guess. It just shows you're really... I don't know. It's just stupid when, like, people feign they don't know things. You can do it in a smart way. So, for example, like, I've got a really good memory, but, like, sometimes, like, people might call me out on my memory, and I can just feign I don't actually remember things, but I do. And you can't prove what someone hasn't... If you want to learn something in court, you can never prove what someone can or can't remember, so just bear that in mind. So if you go into court and you say, I can't remember, that's valid. You might not get away with it, you keep saying it, but you can say it to some extent. You can be like, I can't remember it, and, like, they can't prove you can't remember it. You can never prove if someone can or can't remember something. So someone will go like, I thought you were supposed to have a really good memory, and I'll be like, oh, I just don't remember it, dude. I do remember it, but I can just say that because you can't prove I don't know it.
Yeah, I don't care. The NHS is there for a reason, right? It would be a positive, right, if less people were fat, right? Obviously, objectively, for health reasons. But, like, I just don't... I feel like there's bigger issues than talking about who's using our tax money. Think about...
It's like, Kate, it's like women with money, isn't it? It's like, look, I'm shit with money. Money doesn't interest me because I'm a woman. But I love money. I love having loads of it, but I just don't know how it works. I don't get the mechanisms and how it works and all that bullshit. That's for losers and nerds. Look, I don't care what my country does with it, but I'm not going to look into that. That's racist. Why would I do that? What I'll do instead is I'm going to, like, sit on my ivory tower and I'm just going to, like, poke at anyone who makes fun of any minorities or any, like, what do they call victim minority groups. Trans people is a good one. Remember, trans people are, like, a tiny percentage of people. I think there's less trans people probably than Jewish people, but it's weird, isn't it? It's really strange that we've got, like, two tiny demographics of people. And they have so much weight in our lives. I don't even think I've met a trans person. I don't think I've met a trans person. And yeah, I've got so much shit that I've had to do in case I meet one. And it's like, Okay, I'm in like, I don't know, a third of my life, and I have never met one. It's really, why would we giving these guys so much attention? It's like, imagine if I had to do mandatory courses on the North Sentinel Islands, those cannibals that live on the North Sentinel Islands. And I just had to spend like a month doing a course on like how we should treat them and how we shouldn't, if you ever fall on their island, which will never happen. But if you ever fall on their island, you learn in like massive detail about what you should and shouldn't do. Do you see what I mean? It's like the first question I'd say is like, is this ever going to happen though? Like, or what's the likeliness of this? It's just stupid.
Where the rest of the tax money is going, whose pockets are being funded. I'm bothered about that more so than the people on universal credit. That's just my opinion.
Whose pockets are being funded, Kate? It's the fucking Muslims and the people taking us for a ride because they're just coming here, not working, having 8 kids, and they get like a salary of like 100 grand. That's who's doing it, Kate. That's where your money's going. Like when when you get your check for like, I don't know, 9 grand a month, because it's probably what you're on. That's your gross, but then actually the net you make is probably only like 3 grand. And you're like, that's bullshit. Why is 6 grand of my money gone to like taxes? That's why. It's because there's all these like Muslim women who've got like these inbred Pakistani kids. And I've seen them. I've seen pictures of them in the house, and they're all just like sat, like in the fetal position, just going. They're just fucking retards, and that's it. They're gonna live for like 4 years. They won't live for that long, but and you've got to pay for them now for 4 years. You've got to pay like for this guy to like live, and this woman, she'll keep having kids as well, because even though she knows that the first 2 children that she's having, because her husband's actually her cousin, or has come out with Down syndrome or whatever the issue, she doesn't care. She's too stupid to care. Allah just tells her to just keep having kids, and she will. She'll just keep having kids until she's goes through her menopause. And we got to pay for that. So when you get your check and you look and see like 5 grand of your money's gone, because this is the people who earn over 6 figures are the ones who definitely get screwed over the most. Don't get me wrong. That's why they all fled to Dubai. That's why. So either Katie's just ignorant and she like gets the notification every month that like YouTube has deposited X amount of money into her account, and she's just looked at that and it's like 4 or 5 grand net money, which is that's like a 6. It's more than that. It'll be like that is a lot of money. That's a lot more than I was earning even at my best. That would probably be like an 80k job, 90k job if you're making that much. Just cause you doesn't mean you should. Why don't you suck my massive nut, mate? So just because she does that, she'd probably be on like 80 or 90 grand a month. A year, sorry. So like, to lose 6 grand of money to just people who are going to be earning like, doing nothing. They're going to sit around and they're just going to have retard kids. There's just no point. There's no point. And this is why people just switched off. It's why people don't want to work. Because what's the point? Like, if you're going to earn like over 50k, you're just going to get like a ridiculous amount of money. What's pot news? Is that racist?
Yeah, right. Obviously, I can understand not wanting your money to be wasted on people that can technically just get a job, right? I'm not even going to get into that because I do have opinions about that, but definitely not as black
Also, don't call me bro. If you're black, get the fuck out, man.
and white as this buffoon.
I think you should earn your vote. And as Socrates was a famous critic of democracy, he says, suppose
Good old Socrates.
The sinking ship is a leak in the boat. Are you going to go and ask the porter or the catering assistant how best to steer the ship and reach land? No, you're not. You're going to ask the pilot or the sailor or whoever.
The pilot or the sailor?
The pilot of the boat. Sorry, it's not
Our
relevant.
experience.
That's actually true. What, bro, you racist? Yeah, well, dude, it's 2026, mate. Take it up with whoever. Report me to YouTube, dude. Yeah, that is right. You pilot the ship. That's exactly right. That's the right verbiage. Look, whoever this guy in the chat, you came in here, mate. Like, I was in the middle of my talk. I'm not here for you. I don't know what you think this is. I know you probably think this is. I do things different here. This is the input show. I'm not here to entertain you, dude. I'm entertaining myself. I don't give a fuck what you think. You probably think like, oh yeah, let's come on here. Look, here, Whitey here. Let's make fun of him. Ain't gonna work, dude. I'm fed up with that. If you want to come in here with your shitty Isaac avatar, nah, bro, I won't report you. Dude, why don't you just fuck off? No one wants you here, mate. I don't want you here. No one wants you here. Just leave.
The people you're going to ask for advice.
Go watch I Show
Why
Speed.
should I go and ask someone who's twiddling their thumbs on benefits how and who should be running the country? They don't deserve a say. They're not experienced enough to have a say. Voting.
Yes, restricting the votes. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Exactly. We should restrict the votes. We should restrict the votes to anyone who is just going to be an enemy of the country. So women, the guy on this chat, he probably shouldn't be allowed to vote. Any immigrant who lives in like a Western country, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. I think people over a certain age shouldn't be allowed to vote either. I think if you're like over 65, whenever it is, you have to redo your driving test. You shouldn't be allowed to like vote then, because I just think you're just out of touch. You've got dementia and some shit. But certainly women. There's been no benefit to women being having rights. Seriously, the amount of abortions we've had is absolutely sickening. They keep saying that. We need to. Like, they keep bringing up the whole immigration stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like it's bullshit. Like we need to bring in like 1 million immigrants a year." And then you realize that the reason like the abortion rates are exactly the same as the amount that they actually import in. So essentially, what they do is they advocate for women to have abortions. And the worst thing about that as well is that they're trying to push a new bill which will let women have abortions up till birth. So you've basically got like white women seem to be the only race of women that are allowed to have abortions. I don't know what it's like. I'm gonna openly say that, but I bet you, like in India and stuff, they don't give a fuck about that because their population seems to be fucking out of control. So they obviously probably don't have abortions over there. Most of them certainly don't have it because apparently every single brown kid that comes out is like is a messenger of Allah, and you think, oh great, like I'm sure like he's gonna be able to provide such wisdom. Nah, they usually just go to a Western country and just get angry that like everyone's racist to them, and then instead of moving back to like one of the many Muslim countries that already exist, they'll just sit with a chip on their shoulder and they'll just try and build up a group of people who also live in the same country that they hate, and then what they do is they have an eco economy. And this is what I found is you just have all these like brownoids, and they all just basically like make like their own like enclaves, and they all just give each other money. So they're all just basically just not working with YE. They don't want to do YE. Well, why did you come onto my chat then? You knew this was the input show. This isn't I Show Speed or Asmongold. So be gone, Knave. Oh, it's actually Knave, but I'll say Knave. Yeah, it's just fucked. It's just all generally fucked. The guy ruined my speech. I don't know why.
Someone decide who's eligible. I wonder how that could get a lot worse than just deciding that people twiddling their thumbs. I wonder how that could develop. Yeah. I wonder what other groups of people would quickly lose the vote. What other minorities would quickly be categorized as not fit to vote. Sounds...
Why are people who are like minorities even voting in my country? Why, if I go to China, do I expect to get a vote if I live in China? No. Well, that's stupid, Impa. You're not Chinese. Okay, why are brown people voting in my country then? Well, that's different, Impa. It's different. Is it?
It's a great idea, George. I think you've really...
How about, Katie, we just take an IQ test? How about that? If you get over like 110, you should be allowed to vote. If you don't get that, I'm sorry. Maybe just, I don't know. You worked harder at uni? You know, it doesn't do anything.
You thought this one out, Sunshine. Perhaps one of your best ones.
And I stand by this. Nobody ever is wholly good or evil. I think people who are evil are probably misguided, and people who...
Yep, I'm telling you. Jeffrey Epstein, misguided.
Oh, wait, he did go to Oxford, actually. No, I can't.
Misguided. Yeah, I don't know about
misguided.
But can I just say, by the way, the thing that's funny about this is, like, remember, it's actually cut. I'm gonna actually tell you how many times it's cut because she's not being as fluid as this. So let's just go through this. I know I'm making utterances, but I'm on the ball here.
Yep, I'm telling you. Jeffrey Epstein.
So hang on.
And I stand by this. Nobody...
See how many edits she has in this. Or cuts.
People who are evil are probably misguided, and people who...
Jeffrey Epstein, misguided. Hitler, it's not his fault he was rejected by art school. Yeah? Who else? Jeffrey Dahmer, misguided. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, yes, there's definitely people who, George, yes. Hitler, probably...
Okay. So whatever's, having to really think about stuff, or took loads of time, or said something wrong. Do you see what I mean? These are all the little factors I'm going to put in, because I don't get that. I'm not allowed that. Where's my button? I don't get the Ethan Klein button. Even when I was, having a go at that guy on my chat, this is just all off the cusp, dude.
Probably once fed a duck some bread, yeah? Or complimented someone and made them feel really good about their day. Okay? And yeah, good people can be bad. We know this, George. We formed this opinion when we were about 5. Everybody is complex. Some people, I would say, are inherently evil. I think raping children, inherently evil. Committing...
Oh. So Katie's basically just besmirched the whole Muslim religion. Well, that's disgusting. I can't believe that. Oh, I can't believe that. So what, you're saying that when Muhammad married Aisha at 12, are you saying that he should be put... That is... I don't know how I feel about that.
Mass genocide.
Because I've got a Muslim I work with, actually, and I think that's really offensive. Do you think he'd be happy to hear that?
Inherently evil. Being a war criminal, inherently evil.
I mean, Muhammad, again, the Prophet Muhammad, he was a bit of a war criminal. So again, that sounds like you're pretty anti-Muslim. It sounds like you're pretty Islamophobic, actually. If you're gonna... That sounds pretty messed up, mate. And probably you really don't like the Jews either because of... Well, you'll say the Zionists, wouldn't you? But, you probably have a bit of an issue with them, don't you?
Yeah, they might have some good, wholesome things about them. A broken clock is right twice a day. We get it.
That's her favorite. I've heard her say that quite a few times. That seems to be her favorite, idiom. A broken clock thing.
I'm breaking, George.
Who are good, yin-yang and all that. Yeah. They've got some bad in their personality.
Yin-yang and all that. I'm skipping this clip, you idiot.
When you're young...
Things in the tattoos, you'd be... It's hard. If I'm going to rate Katie, okay, this is it. So, as she is now, a 5. For me, she's a 5. The tattoos, the piercings, and her attitude, just brings it down. Perfect world. So this is if she didn't have tattoos, she didn't have piercings, and she was just submissive and wanted to have your kids and raise them, which women don't want to do for some reason. Maybe a 7 or an 8. Probably a 7. I don't actually know what her body type is, but I've seen images of her, and I just don't think she has very big tits and a big ass. And I'm allowed to be critical because I don't need to hold my punches and don't give a fuck. But yeah, I'd say she probably on her best be a 7, maybe an 8 to me. But as she is at the moment, or 5, 4, 5 and 4.
Okay, you idiot. Energy and focus.
Which focused?
The fact she's got a nose piercing, or just as an immediate -1.
I haven't.
And like hand tattoos as well. Like, when I was joking about like getting jerked off, like who wants to get jerked off? And you got like Thunderbolts. Like, what does that even mean? What do the Thunderbolts in your hand mean? Like, what is that? Like, what did a black guy do to you for you to get those?
Look, I have trouble even saying to myself my own head the number of years.
I don't know about that. You know, I have extremely deficient energy. It's really bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm probably because of mental illness, right? I wish I had the...
You know the best thing about people with mental illness? Give them a big platform and just let them talk. Because you want to know loads of people who are like mentally ill. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if like I was physically ill, you'd want to like hear about me and like talking, don't you? You just love trauma, don't we? We don't want any strong, fit people doing stuff who've got like strong, courageous. We want weak, ill people. We want them to be the people to talk. We don't want to live in a society of courage and power. We want to hear about weakness and trauma. That's what we want to hear about.
Level of energy to go on these amazing podcasts and set up my 32p quality video for 215 likes. I can't even talk. My TikToks are flopping recently.
Yes, he even admits it. 215 likes. I mean, she got 2.3k likes for like, I mean, 45k. It's not even 10%. It's like 5%, isn't it? It's like 5% of people have liked it. I mean, I'm not going to be a dick and dislike it, but I'm just telling you, like, these aren't like numbers that I would like. I don't know what her history is, but I just don't think that's enough. I don't think you can make enough money from that. There's like so many slop tubers, like fucking More Pegasus, who he releases a video every single day and it gets guaranteed 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 views. You're not competing with that guy. He doesn't look like he lives in a rich place. He just lives in a fucking little house. All right, let's do this.